What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Some GTO solutions on non-Broadway boards, on low card boards. Um, Andy's up first. You have ace deuce suited in the hijack. What would you like to do?
Open.
All right. I assume you said raise. You got garbled.
Did open.
Okay. Open. You get three
Same
bet,
difference.
right? Four bet. Okay. So this
Muck.
board, this doesn't matter.
I mean, we can see how it plays out. Oh, I guess not really. We got
No,
a
we can't see
shorty.
how it plays
Oh,
out.
we had a fuck it stack. So I mean, not a real four bet.
No, but we also get to see what this guy chose to flat and then call a raise plus a re-raise with, and see if this guy now gets the right thing, which is he now jams over and takes his last 30 big blinds. Because he may not have a good, he may be beaten by villain 2, but he better be beating villain 7 here if he's not bluffing. And he does it right, and the guy folds, not even see it coming. So that is pretty terrible.
It's pretty. The 5-8 is pretty terrible as well.
The 5-8 is a fuck it stack. I
Right.
don't know why he thought this would work. I have 2 live cards. They're, against ace king, I'm doing okay, and I'll get heads up. But this is the worst play of all. And ours was just fine. All right, but doesn't matter how this board goes. So you get the next.
Run out. We got to be results oriented.
All right, run out. Let's see if this guy he gets his 8. Oh, thank
No.
God. All right, here we go. That was funny. All right, next hand is still Andy's.
Okay.
Right. What would you like to do with 7-6 suited?
7-6 on the button. I'm gonna go ahead. This can play as a call or a. I though am going to 3-bet. I think. What's his fold? Yeah, his fold to 3-bet's 80. I'm 3-betting this dude.
Okay, that's nice. I like the fact that I like that his fold to 3-bet is 80. I don't like the 3-bet over the 3.5 though, unless this is his always size.
I
If
mean,
this is
it's basically a cutoff open.
yeah,
Um,
cutoff open, but he's going 3.5. So unless 3.5 is his always size, if he's splitting his range, I want to fold this to his 3.5 range. Okay. Which I did.
yeah, I didn't even see his 3 point. I mean,
That's why. That's the only reason.
yeah.
Now do a quick look here at what you said. Against the normal size cutoff, the 6-7 on the button doesn't like to fold at all against a 2.25. Against a 2.5, which is more likely what we're going to see here.
Really doesn't even fold that often against a under the gun open.
Okay. Yeah.
It calls more, mixes some 3-bets more,
Yeah.
less, but it's there a lot. It's the 7-6 suited.
Yeah. Against the two in the wizard against the 3.5, against the 2.5, it does a lot of folding. So against the 3.5, I like to fold better. All right.
Did you do cut?
All right.
That's weird.
All right. You're gonna play as villain 16. Okay. So put your hand over villain 15. Don't look at what it is. I'm gonna tell you what your hand is. All right. So you've got aces. That was easy. Good fold. So you got aces, and the board
Okay.
comes 6, 7, 8. If we were in there with 6, 7, this would not end well for us. Check to you. What size would you like to go?
His fold to continuation bet is 40, so I think I am just going to. I mean, board we should miss a lot. We could check, but fuck that. I'm betting small. I'm gonna bet like 5.5.
Okay, so you call 5.5 small. I call that big.
I meant I'm gonna bet big. I meant to say
Okay.
gonna bet big.
Okay, there you go. 5.5. He goes small. He gets called. The 3 comes. Check again.
I mean, I would have gone big on the last one, but we were here in this line. He's called once, no draws complete, no locked up equity. I'm going big, like
Yeah.
over bet, like
Yeah.
135.
Yeah.
So like
Target
yeah,
all his
target
over.
his top pair that's inelastic or like his over pairs.
Yeah. And then everything else, floated was folding anyway.
Yeah.
Gets cute and checks. All right. Letting this come off. And a check there.
Do we
Yes.
we have the ace of diamonds though, right? I mean, I guess it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have the ace of diamonds.
Um, I mean, at this point, he didn't bet, so he probably doesn't have much of anything. So let's go small and trying to get a crying call from his fuck maybe, or even like two big blinds.
Yeah. I
Try and get a crying call from maybe if he's got a hand like pocket fives, pocket sixes. If he's got a hand, I mean maybe
yeah.
some ace X, king X that is like, fuck it, I can't fold for that price. And then, he might even turn something into a bluff.
Right. So in this case, so the thing about the two is you reopen the action, and that I don't love reopening the action, but if you want to call, if you want to induce with aces here and the ace of diamonds, I think the two is great. He goes 7 and it gets the crying call. All right.
Hey, Scotty.
Oh, ace 10 off.
Yeah, Mike.
I'd like if you can explore what happens. Like this would be a situation where I think we get to bet large on the flop,
Mhm.
or small. Like there'd probably be all options. But when we
Yeah.
do go small, and then we get this turn, we know that we're going to overbet like a lot. Like that will be a significant
Yeah.
frequency. But I want to know that if we bet big on the flop, what's the like? Is there any heuristic we can take?
Let's
What
find
when
out.
we go big? Do we then continue? Like, can we still overbet the turn?
I think we can because he's calling us with nines, tens, jacks there, ace eight, and
Right.
hand that will call another big bet.
So
Um,
yeah, I wanted to see what the difference was,
yeah.
how often we go overbet when we go small, and how often we go overbet when we go like B75.
Excellent. All right, here we go. Eight of
So
spades,
I
seven
pulled
of
it up.
diamonds.
I got it up in peak, and we actually, even with aces, we're checking here at a high frequency. And when we do bet big.
Right. So the aces are across the board, but the size that they love the most when they're checking half the time. I'm not doing that. But they're just really protecting the
And,
checking range.
and that's
Oh
aces
yeah, from the
specifically, right? If you
cutoff.
see kings and queens, they're going to be way more, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
aces specifically doesn't
yeah.
need as much
Jacks.
protection.
Yeah, yeah. All these. I mean, look at tens. Tens which have tens which have a back door to go, nines which have a back door, but even 9, 10 jack, yeah, but even queens which don't have a back door just love it. So yeah, it's very reverse linear here.
Okay, cool.
Um,
So go bet small here.
right. So let's start with the bet small size, which is let's see, and we never do the tiny size.
Oh yeah, it's either
Yeah. So that's the one thing here is that it hates.
Yeah, the smallest it ever bets is
50%
half.
or more, except it's not a rainbow. I think if you put switchboard, you would see
Yeah,
the
let's focus on.
difference.
We'll
But
go down the rabbit hole of the sizes first before we look at the flush draw version of it.
yep.
But yeah, so no tinies. So let's do small. Small is 50.
hmm
We bet 50. He calls, stays, and he does call with ace 10.
three
He
of
calls,
diamonds.
right? We get the 3 of diamonds. He checks again. You guys are in the way.
Yeah, nothing but huge.
Yeah, right. And it's all over bet. Now let's go big. Let's take a 70 instead. He calls. 3 of diamonds. He checks. Same thing.
Still nothing but huge.
Yeah, same thing. Only now bigger because the pot's bigger. Okay. And then if we overbet, which I believe we were allowed to do, we had overbets, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I think the biggest bet that we did with our aces
Yeah, we had a lot of overbets.
is 6.25. That's as big as it gets. And we took it. And he called. And we get the 3 of diamonds. And he checks.
And we just blast.
And we just blast.
And that is a cool thing. And that's why I did send you the spot.
Yeah.
In MTT, it was also very interesting to look at it.
Yeah.
And here it's like, look at this.
Nice. And the way he played it, our opponent, he bet tiny, which kept the guy in.
Yeah.
But I don't love it. So let's give him, so we don't get into a sliver. He bets small. Yeah, he just can't, and then he calls. On the turn, 3 of diamonds. He now takes the check line, which doesn't exist with his hand, but does exist in the range. None of the overpairs want to check here. None of them. Let's just go. But ace 7 does. Ace 8 does it sometimes. So when he takes this check line here, and then we get the 4 diamonds on the river, we now have none of our hand at all.
We're looking at
This
big
guy
blind
checks.
range.
Yeah, that's big blind range. This guy checks, and now 70% pot. So a good healthy bet on the river. We don't slow down here. We're not aiming to get called by ace high, even in this line where it goes check, check. And we have lots of bluffs. Lots of bluffs. Okay. And then let's check one last thing here. And then move on, which is on the, we're in the, in this mode right here. This was our overall frequency. Now let's just change this to the flush draw version of it, which was, it's 8, the board is 8 deuce 7, so let's do 8 of spades 7 and 7 deuce of diamonds. We'll go, here's a flush draw version. He checks. And now, still no small bets.
Less checking.
More checking.
Oh,
40 compared to 39. Insignificant difference, but the big difference is this: you lose your overbets.
Yeah. In MTT, that's the same. You always lose all the overbets. You cannot.
Yeah, you lose the overbets and the small bets. Yeah, so the overbets flow into both sizes.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
that. They just
I
flow
would
into.
say like if you rage
Yep.
with 66%, perfect.
Okay.
I mean, is that a function of because now we get to bet flush draws? So
No,
we're
the
kind of
problem is,
protecting betting our flush draws by moving by removing our overbets and putting our thick value into one of the sizes that we're betting with our flush draws.
okay, imagine you have pocket aces on this board. You have pocket aces.
Right.
Now you bet huge, like 125%, and your opponent calls. What will your opponent call with? It's
Flush
probably
draw.
like, yeah, flush draws and maybe pairs with some straight draws or backdoor flush draw or flush draws, backdoor flush draws, whatever. They have way too much equity. The problem is, even with aces, you don't feel confident to win on the river. Right? Does it make sense? Because it can run out very scary for you.
No, I was just
Here's
posing the question, like what
Here's another way
I
to.
mean, essentially by adding the flush draws, we get to bet our flush draws, and I'm positing that, is that why we lose some of the overbets?
Oh,
Um,
wait. The another idea is basically, so I said what's bad for us, right? Because if we have pocket aces, no, he can make a better hand on future streets, but because he is out of position, he will have more flush draws than you.
there's,
mean,
there's
we're
so
gonna
first of
we'll
all,
have quite a few flush draws in there. We have all the suited aces. I mean the cutoff open range. We have a lot of suited cards. We'll have a ton of flush draws in range
right.
on a flush draw board.
Andy, here's how I would think of it.
Okay.
First of all, we don't have a hard fast rule that says that we bet bigger with flush draw boards and smaller on the other ones. We don't have that, but we do know the overbets go away. That's really common. Okay, and this is how this is the heuristic I use to think about it. You know the magic thing that the bigger you bet, your bet size changes the cards in your opponent's hand,
Right.
right? So think of it this way: on a flush draw board, you put more flush draws in his range, the bigger you bet. And you don't want to do that because on the turn, you don't want to be only against flush draws. You would like him to be there with some worse stuff than that. That's the
Right. That makes
heuristic
sense.
that I use. The solver doesn't use, none of these are reasons why the solver does it. The solver does it through brute force, but that's the picture I have. Anybody got a better
What did
either explanation or heuristic?
That works.
Okay. In that case, then Larry has pocket deuces.
I would think it would be a function of balance
Yeah.
in the solver.
Well, it's a function of brute force in the solver,
Right.
you know. Okay. Larry, what would you like to do to a two big blind bet?
Let's go fishing.
And let's hit a set.
That's not a set.
That's not a set, but it is a pair board.
Wow, why
have-
don't we hit sets?
He checks. We check. He checks behind.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. Oh, now we have a choice, and we can certainly make the choice to bluff here.
Mhm. Not a bluff. Just saying, it's not a bluff. We're trying to get we're getting value from an ace.
Okay.
It's a very, very thin value bet that gives us a little protection because every hand has equity against us.
Well, if we're gonna, if protection is our motivation, then we don't want to be larger here. So we bet like B75.
The flush draw blocker.
Scott, to be fair, I would say it's kind of a mastermind because if you bet something that can fold or check 10 offsuit, it's pretty good.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Everybody has equity against us because I want to point out, do you know how much equity 9-3 has against us right now?
it's like 24%?
It's a ton.
There's
We
more
lose
than
to a
that
3, we
much.
lose to a 9, we lose to a 4, we lose to an 8. That's how much 9-3 has. So yeah. But I checked it.
20%. That's what it is. My bad.
I checked it.
Pulling it
Okay.
up. I'm looking it up right now.
Ugh.
All right.
I
Well,
like
we're certainly not going to.
More than that.
I think we check now.
Yeah, we check. And he bets.
We fold.
We just fold. I called for it and we just folded. Yep, that was just bad. Let's see what that turn play should be. Did you already get this one up, Andy?
Pulling it right now.
Okay, let me turn it on to you. Yeah, I right now I like the bet on the turn better.
9-3 has 28% equity against us on the turn.
Right. Okay, yes, but what yeah, 20, but are you pulling up the hand in the solver or were you just doing analysis?
I just put it into Equilab.
Oh, okay, then let me do that. Then I'll do the solve on this. Let me steal the screen back again. Share. Here we go. All right. So this is hijack. So we've got, sorry, is that hijack? I said hijack, but no, it's cutoff. We're in the big blind. Cutoff. All right, here we go. Cutoff raise, big blind calls, flop comes, 7-7-4 rainbow, right? Is that right? 7-7-4 rainbow. And all that matters is that it's going to be the suit of the 4 that goes to the 8. So we check. He checks back.
Notice he's only got small bets on this paired board.
Right. Yeah. So no big bets with this paired board,
Yeah.
even though it's low.
Paired
Thank-
low, yeah.
Very good point. All right, here we go. 80 diamonds comes, and our deuces loves to bet, just loves to bet.
Yeah, I think we want to bet. I think we want to
Right.
turn our hand into a bluff. I think, what's our equity?
Our equity is,
No, it's not a bluff.
no, it's value
Well, let's look
protection.
at our equity. So on the
Um,
right at the top,
Yep, equity.
yeah, that's
53%.
not you're right. It's a very thin value bet.
Yeah,
just as you
very thin
described it.
value bet with a ton of protection, an absolute ton of protection. And the sizes that it loves, 2.5 and 3.5 into a pot of 5. So no overbet and no little dinky thing. So yeah, that's nice.
So the one thing that would be interesting to look at, okay, so let's say we choose the 3.5 violent size, which is certainly acceptable here.
Yeah.
Now we get this ace on the river. What are our twos doing now?
Well, the nice thing is that he responds with his ace 3 and folds it a lot. So that's nice. But when he calls and we get the ace, I'm sure that we just check behind. And it's the ace of none of your business, Scotty. All right, here we go. The ace of spades.
Wonder if we ever get to just blast our deuces.
No,
Yeah, and then
No.
just are
we
praying for
give
showdown.
up.
We are blasting some other stuff though.
Yes. Pocket sevens. All the sevens love it. King 7 doesn't, puts it in, I guess, into a check protect range or maybe a check raise range.
Can you click on the left? Can you click on categories? See, I don't see what our bluffs are
Category.
coming from. Like 6-3.
Where is Mike? Where does categories live? There it
Right
is. I see it.
there.
Categories.
And then we look, yeah. So if you look at our nothing, we're not,
Here's
when that
nothing.
ace comes, we're not really turning a lot into a bluff.
Nope.
We are under bluffing on that ace.
Yes. Deuce, the absolute, this horrible bottom stuff here.
Our
Sixes,
twos just are begging for a check back.
sixes, they just, happen to block 6, 7. That's better than 5s. 6, just get that little bit in there.
Yeah.
We don't do it with 8s. Oh no, eight's a pair. So there we go. Yeah, so when he doesn't have a 7. Yeah, so the 5 we do it with the 6 to block the 6, to block his 6, 7. We do it with the 6. And then this little 5 deuce here is,
Yeah, it likes the 6 for the bluff.
is a level of insanity. Yeah, so
Bluffing,
just find the six.
bluffing, as
Yeah,
you
just
said,
find
7,
just
6.
find the 6.
So the
Find the
6
six.
also blocks the straights.
Yes, yes, thank you. There is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Find the 6s. All right. Up next is Mike, I believe. Mike,
Yes.
where we go?
Okay, we got a poster.
We got a poster.
This would be loose, but wouldn't fault you.
Yeah, it's okay. You can open it in a 3 blind game, and and he's got worse than a blind here. So let's
Yeah,
do it.
to a poster, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I
You
think
get
I would
called by the
probably
poster.
default to just fold it, but like I said, I think this is just
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah. I certainly would never fold the one better than this. The Jack 9, 10, the Jack 9, 10, Jack 10 version of it. And I'd fold the 10, and I don't know that I'd fold the 10. All right, here we go. Low flop. 2 overs and a gut shot. No backdoor flush.
Hmm.
What would you like to do?
This one's kind of tricky. I really wish I had a club, but our hand sucks, number one.
I wish I had 7,
Flop
9 of
sucks
clubs.
for
There
us,
you go.
number two.
Yeah.
All we have is gutter. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to go big with this hand. I'm going to go B75. I'm not going to check here.
Okay. So I think there are no overbets because of the flush draw and also the completed equity. So in that world, I think I'm gonna push it down to 50% because of the completed equity combined with the flush draw, but still bet. So I go halfway between. I go 66%.
What would you do here with oh, pretty hard to find a hand that you could do anything else.
Yeah.
Ace seven of hearts.
Yeah, at
I
A7.
like checking a7 more than this hand, just because of its potential showdown and extra equity you have when you hit an ace
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that's good. That's good.
But yeah, I think that's kind of similar.
All right, here we go. And then we'll look at our thing. So we bet on the big side. And our other predictions were no over bets and fewer 75s. That was my prediction. We're gonna check that there. All right. That's one way to get there.
He checks.
He checks.
And I would now check.
Me too. I like a check
We
here.
what? So why do you want to check here? You made top pair.
We
You
did.
lose. You lose to.
Oh no, it's not a four-liner.
It's not a four-liner.
No, it's just
You
a
lose
Nine
to.
was already there.
You lose
No.
to a flush, but
Yeah.
if he has ace of clubs, he might call a big sizing.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah,
probably done.
I agree. I think you can bet. I think I probably in game would have checked, and I think I still want to check here, but
Yeah.
I see the reasons for betting for sure. I'm just trying to see which is.
Also, after he called your flop bet, what is his range? Basically, at 8x, 5x, 6x, and now your 10x beat everything, right?
Yeah,
Does
except
it
for
make
flushes.
sense?
Except for flushes.
Flushes
Yeah.
and weird two
There.
pairs. Yeah, and you can have lots of weird two pairs here. Lots of weird two pairs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But we'll find out if he does. And he just folds. All right. Let's see his hand and then go on. Hey, we folded it. We got got a chunk of equity to fold out.
He called flop but folded turn. That is even, I don't
Uh,
know.
Raw amount. The raw amount of money, and he had two cards to come. So
Yeah, it's like,
it's not
I
terrible.
don't know.
So he calls the flop. He calls a big bet on the flop with his gut shot and his backdoor flush, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he also can pick up more equity with a 3. So he's got a lot of ways for this hand to get much better.
Yep.
A 10 is not.
Uh,
The 10 makes his hand no better. He still
why not? He has a 7.
he had the 7-4.
Again, yeah,
5, 6,
that's
7, 8,
true.
9. So he has the same 7. So he has the same 4 outs, but now one of them is tainted. The 7 of clubs is not great because he won't get paid or I have him beat. His straight is now let's see, 5, 6. Yeah, it was always going to be a 4-liner.
Okay.
It's not technically to the nuts. I don't know that he's thinking that far, but that is true. And it's now a raw bet of 11 with only one card to come. He paid
Yeah,
6,
true.
not percentage pot. He paid $6 with 2 cards to come. Now he has to pay $11 with 1 card to come. And
Mhm.
straight might not even be good. I can have a flush. He can be drawing dead. He wasn't drawing dead here. So all that makes sense for his folds. All
Yep.
right.
Agree.
In solver land, this is actually almost a pure bet
All right,
by
show me.
9-10 off by our exact combo.
All right, show it to us since you got it up there. Okay. So on the flop, what let's first take a look at the so he checks our bet range, which is
I did button versus big blind, button open big blind call.
no, do cutoff.
Okay.
Let's get the cutoff range. Yeah, I
Well,
know it's
we
too
never
much.
have 10-9 off in the cutoff.
Why did we have 10? Oh, we're on the button. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we
We're
were
on
on
the
the
button.
button.
We're supposed to be button. I don't know why I said do cutoff. I'm just a doofus.
Yeah.
All right.
No, and
Board is 8 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. All right, there we go.
There's no donks.
Checks.
We have our 10-9 off. It checks a
It
lot,
wants
but when
wants the
it
club.
does bet, it mixes with a B70 and a B50.
Right, which is what we thought. And the whole range gets no overbets, which is what we thought.
Yeah.
And it has twice as much 50 as it does 70. So that was my initial thing. All right. But our 10-9 can do both.
Yep. Our 10-9
Really wants-
mostly
it really likes
prefers
the
the
club.
50.
Yeah, it would prefer to
Yeah.
club, but we don't have it. And so we still can bet it. Ours was the spade heart.
So there's what our specific combo is doing. So
We went between 50 and 70. Let's take the 50 first. Because
we'll
that's the
take
more
the 50
common one.
first. They call. We get the 10 of clubs. Of course, now it wants to lag a second. They do. No, they don't. It puts the option there apparently now. They just don't have any.
Right. You check.
And our combo is betting pure.
Loves betting. And it bets 7 into a pot of 11. Which is a little bit bigger than what we bet. Now take the bigger size. Take the 3.85.
Our
And
10-9 again.
Would you roll the screen up a little bit? Your block. I can't see the bottom of your 10-9 range. There we go. Thank you. Leave it up there. Right. Yep. So it likes betting 6 into a pot. So yeah, just under
Yeah,
half.
all the 10x wants to bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. Happy. All right. Up next is,
You got the screen back, Scotty.
thank you, is Mike, who just went. Brian. Is Brian still here? Or did we lose Brian? We got Brian.
I'm here.
All right, Brian. Welcome to an attempt to play to play a GTO style. Suffer.
I can't see anything if
I know.
there's something on the screen.
Well, GTO, you don't have to see this what they are. All right, let me go back and share. Here we go. Next hand, you got Queen King in a cutoff.
Open.
You opened, got called on the button. You're out of position. Flop a 2-6-4 1 club.
My hand is, if I was playing theory here, I'm gonna check a lot
Yeah.
in this position with this board and this configuration. Yeah.
And here's just a little heuristic. When you're playing out of position, the further you are away from your opponent, the more often you bet to bet. So if we were in low jack and the button called, we would have more bets. When we're next to each other like this, we have way more checks. So there's just every reason to check this.
This is a pure check in solver land.
Yeah, exactly. We're just not betting this, which just makes total sense. And yet I do. That's a mistake. Let's see. How fishy is he? He's got a V of 52. He's fishy enough that I can
And then
just
fold the continuation bet of 11.
Yeah.
So you're just
So that would make sense. GTO would be
GTO
checking
would be-
more.
Yeah. So I just bet and I can just keep betting at him.
Okay. You're betting because you think he's overfolding and you think his range is too wide that's getting here. So he's got too many hands that have to defend that are going to have to fold later.
Right.
So that would make sense. So when we take this line, I would say that on the turn, when we turn a 9,
Yeah.
you're going to continue a lot.
Yeah.
Because
this board is better for his wider range than mine. He has some,
it is.
but he also has just so much more garbage.
Yeah, that means when people have wider ranges, they have more garbage always. So we are going to continue on this line. We're going to say, what is his range? It continues to our small C bet. His range continues to our small C bet is going to be hands that just have 2 overcards. He can have single pair and straight draw type hands like 4-5, 3-4, 2-3 if he's continuing that wide. like 6-7, we now get to add a lot of pressure on a6, all that. So I would say I would go, they say that he has inelastic hands here still. And if we're taking this line, I'm going to go for a pretty big size here on the turn to get all of those hands to continue and then fold them on the river.
Right. Now, one thing to note, I don't think that he has hands like 2-3. With his calling range, his flat call range is 60% of hands, so that's way above 2-3. But yes, 4-5, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, click on his, expand him out a little. Can we go to his pop up?
Yeah.
So I want to see what he continued, because go to the flop. It looked he continues. What about the turn? Does he just float everything and fold the turn? I'm just curious.
Let's see his turn.
Fold the C bet on turn. Oh hell yeah, is 67. So he's calling and then folding
Yeah.
most turns.
Yeah, he just gets here too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we get to continue here then a lot.
Right. So we continue,
Yeah.
but I didn't continue big. I continued medium big. I sized up, but not extreme.
That's okay too.
At the
Like, what is
call.
his range now when he calls?
Now he's got something. Now he's
Yeah.
got now he's got pairs, his
All right,
straight
well then,
draws that were
with what,
Yeah.
yeah,
And-
with what we knew about his range, is he's floating too wide on the flop, and now when he gets to the turn, that means he still has like 9x in his range here, not just smaller pairs.
that 4 is really bad for us.
It's not a good card.
Bad for us.
But I don't. It's the reason I don't like it is just because I know that he is not going to fold as much here.
Right.
At least fishy players tend to fold less on paired boards, especially on board pairing rivers. But what is a part of his range that we could get to fold that we are not ahead of? We beat all of his straight draws except for 6-5.
Ace 5. Ace 5 is ahead of us. Ace 3 is
Yeah.
ahead of us. And both of
Well,
those.
he also has a hand like 8-7 is still in there, which we beat. And then
He's probably got some 10-7,
5-7,
10-8.
5-7, 8-7. We beat all those if he doesn't turn them into bluffs.
We still have showdown value.
yeah,
Quite a
that's
bit.
well, if we got here, well,
I think
we should.
one thing that goes for us is basically the turn was super rainbow. It's like there's no flush.
Mhm.
That's just one thing that could go for us to bluff him off if we do something.
It's I
It's a terrible bluff spot.
yeah, no, this is not a great spot to bluff. The problem
This is
is,
a check
so
and
we
assess.
do beat, we
But
do
it's
beat
better
some.
as if there was some flush draw, right?
Oh, wrong. Idiot. That's
I mean, what do you mean it's better than if there was some flush draw?
Okay, what's about 9, 4, 6 deuce
Yeah, so
and a rainbow? And let's say there was a flush draw. So if it was like 6, 4 deuce, 9 with a flush draw on the turn, obviously we have more bluffs, I guess. So the turn makes a difference, in my opinion.
that gives us a lot more hands to that. Yeah, I would like it to have a flush draw on the turn because that gives us less. He has less hands that are marginally made now on the river. If that's what you're trying to say, yeah, I agree with you on that. Because now we have other hands that we can make fold but that still comes in. The king high actually has a lot of showdown value against all of his hands that are unpaired that are straight draws. But I think that he has more marginally made shit here, and I think it's going to be hard to get those hands to fold. So I think we could check and assess is probably a better line. So when it
Yep.
goes check check, sometimes we actually do win against all of his draws, but I think we usually lose here a lot. I just think it's going to be harder to get those hands to fold now, and I'm not really looking to try and like. I don't think we're getting a 9 to fold at any point
No,
now.
no.
And I think a
Zero
6
chance.
becomes
Yeah,
very
agree.
hard. It becomes hard to make a 6 fold here.
Yeah.
So we could make a deuce fold that got here, and that would be something that we could adjust. We could try and go for it to target is like pocket threes, deuces, pocket fives, stuff like that. All of those things might have a chance at folding if we went somewhat small here. And I don't think we need to go massive. So if we're gonna bluff, I think we have a small size bluff to fold out his lower pairs, or we could check and evaluate.
There's one other
So
thing that the small size bluff does, which I like, which is it also folds out his ace high.
Yeah, that
if
doesn't get, yeah.
And he
if
has.
you
he
would
has the ace.
exchange the deuce with the 3, I try to bluff out someone on the river with 75% bet, which would be like 18 big blinds, and he just called with pocket deuces. And I'm like,
I went
Ooh,
insane.
what?
No,
I'm
I
like,
like it. I'm
it's
good
not
with that too.
terrible.
yeah,
I was
I
suggesting a jam, and he's going to fold everything but a 4 because he doesn't have 2 pairs or sets. Although
Yes,
the only argument is that it's so dry that humans tend to slow play a dry board more often. But
true.
I think it's good.
That's true.
um,
All
Yeah,
right,
What did
he
he
folded.
have?
let's see what he folded. He
I
Ace
think
folded
high.
the
So
the
we got him
exact
to fold
hand,
an ace high.
folded the exact hand that I did an inefficient bluff for. We were aiming to get this hand to fold,
It would fold if you breathed on it.
but I decided I wanted to try to get a 6 to fold.
I think what
Did
I
you
do
yell
wrong
YOLO as
is
you hit the
basically
send button on the bet?
I did not. I just bet. All right. We can't check this in GPO land because this is a pure check on this board. Pure check. So
Mhm.
we
I
fucked
guess
that
we
up.
can see if Wiz has any bets there that we can
All right.
run. Oh,
You take a look. All right, here we
I
go.
don't have Wiz.
Bob is next.
All right, let's go. But I think in some lines I should just go for the maximum because it hopefully gives us the most folds, right?
All right.
Okay, with pocket fives, I would like to raise. Somehow we are. Oh, we are the big blind.
I do not want.
Would I 6.5? Okay, just call.
I would like to fold.
I don't hate folding. I would call. This
Yeah.
guy looks like he's super straight. So if he hit a set,
15-15.
I would like to fold here because it is 6.5.
Disagree.
Yeah, Mike, do you still have your 7x, your
No,
5x?
no,
cards?
I
Okay.
don't.
All right, I'm gonna buy those again. We need those. All right, here we go.
I-
So I just folded. Now let's play these guys out. And we'll also see how bad we'll see how bad my fold is. So the thought is this. I am pure set mining out of position.
or if the board is
5 more.
kind of good, who knows? Queen 3-3, maybe.
Queen 3-3. But remember, I'm call when I call, I invite villain 22 in.
Yeah.
You want that extra implied
I
odds.
want that when I'm pure set mining. I'm saying, so Bub was saying, what about some good flops that aren't set mines? And I said, but I'm inviting villain 22 in, and so then I won't, even those boards won't be good for me.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm-
I think it's okay as a pure set mine. I don't mind folding here though at all.
The thing is, I'm personally not afraid, but people will always tell you if you're behind, right? Once they bet, you just fold. When you have pocket fives. Let's say on a 9-7 deuce board, if villain 22 bets, I'm folding. Because I'm like, yeah,
Oh yeah, villain 22 bets.
why should I even play here? I mean, I have at best the 5 as my old, and the worst thing would be he has something like 6-8 and makes a straight when I hit my 5.
Yeah.
That was really the worst thing.
Yeah.
So
So when we can look at this one just for learning it, we can look at this as if it was cutoff versus big blind. That works.
Sure.
I'm sorry, button versus big blind. That works.
Yep.
He just does regular button raise, and this guy calls him in the big blind. So that's the situation here. The pot will be messed up, but just mentally, that's fine.
But it's a good sizing.
So-
Okay. I
so
think
villain
that
22.
is check. And I would expect the guy in position to bet
Mhm.
something like 1/3. I don't
Right.
know.
And what size would you like to bet from the button into a big blind on this board?
I mean, it's at least 33%, something like 55%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go bigger.
Yep, you could have an
Maybe
overbet.
on this, wait,
I bet
on
you have
this
overbets on this
board,
board.
on this board, let's say I have pocket tens.
Mhm.
Would I go bigger?
I think you can
I
overbet.
don't know. In this spot, I wouldn't, but maybe pot size.
Right.
Okay, let's
Now,
go pot size.
Now, in this inflated pot, in this particular case, I wouldn't overbet. But if this was the normal size pot in this, I'm just saying, just studying this spot, I think we have overbets. We'll find out. All right, here we go.
Half board, fine.
Okay, here we go. So the first thing is, do we have overbets? And I
So
say,
if we have pocket tens, do you like the
Yeah, he bets
sizing?
it.
I personally hate it. I would go bigger.
okay. Yeah, he needs protection. And what's going to happen is he just folds. And this is what they did it with. Interesting.
Still, 6-7 would love to go bigger because you can get more folds.
Yeah. All right. So on 9-7 deuce rainbow. So this is a button raise, big blind call. 9-7 deuce rainbow. Big blind checks range, which we always know is the thing here. And now bet sizes. We got some overbets. Not a lot,
Yeah.
but we got them.
We do.
Yep.
Yeah, that is what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. And the preferred size across the range, 70. That's the preferred size across the range.
Go big.
Our specific hand loves everything, including check.
And I think the most interesting thing here is, let's say if you remove the 7 of hearts and put in 7 of diamonds on
Okay.
the flop.
We will do that in a second. I just want to show you one thing, which is where are your overbets coming from? They're coming from your overpair advantage. They're coming from your bluffs.
And top pair.
And they're coming from your
Scotty.
top pair. They're not coming from your
Really
middle.
quick, just after this
That's the
hand,
important-
can you show me the filter? This is an interesting spot that I'm probably losing a lot of EV on that I kind of want to take a peek at in my own database.
All right. Here's the filter.
You can just show me after this hand. Oh,
Okay, here it is. It's sitting right there. The flop is no Broadway cards and 2 players see the flop. That's it. No Broadway cards and only 2 players see the flop. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
So Scotty,
Yeah.
and I have a question on this hand.
Yeah.
That will require you to change something.
You want this?
So the ISO is pretty big, and so
Mhm.
I'm thinking that the big blind is not calling with this big blind range.
Yeah.
If you call in the small blind just to tighten up the range, I'm curious how that affects our.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's such a different range though, because the small blind, remember, the guy limped, so he doesn't have he has a tighter range than this, but it doesn't look like a small blind range. But I will still indulge you. The thing we wanted to know is, are there overbets? And the answer is yes.
Yep.
And does his hand like the small bet? It does. His 6-7 is happy to do the 1/3 pot bet just as much. Yeah, it's happy to do all that. It's also happy to check. Now you wanted to see the 7 of diamonds. So let's see how the range affects that. So this is the range here. So this is our rainbow range. Now let's give it the 7 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, and deuce. Here we go. He checks. And now same overbets. What happens? We check a hell of a lot more in flush draw land. And we have this is interesting. We have no small bets. That's your biggest change. We bet 50% more often. We bet 70% less often. They all get pushed into the 50. So the 70% goes down on the diamond on it, and we still have some overbets. but you've got some 70 moving into your 50, and you've got the rest of it is all moves into the check. So betting smaller on the flush draw version of it. All right, now let's check what you said, which is
Yeah, what would be so this is the small
Okay.
blind range
yeah.
here,
We
and
got to
there's no
I gotta go to no rake. Button raise, small blind. Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't say no rake yet. Change it. No rake. Button raise, small blind calls. This is his
so
range.
look at the range.
Does this look like a limp call range? No.
I mean,
Oh, wait, it's his calling range. Let's just look at that. Does this look like a limp call range? No. Well, let's do it, but this
what would you
doesn't look like
add?
his range at all.
You would add more suited connectors.
You've got all this stuff here.
Would they call that big large size? Would they call queen eight off? Would they call, you know what I mean? I think this is more indicative than the big blind
I
range.
think queen 10 off and king 10 off get called too much, and jack 10 off.
5-4 suited is what he had.
5-4 suited
Yeah,
called. I
I
mean,
could
so
see
that we
the
should say that
suited
we give
connectors
them.
getting in there. The
Yeah.
suited
They-
aces, like maybe all the suited
Yeah.
aces.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just
that a lot of
opened all these.
suited big cards that can make straights will get called as well.
But I guess my point is
cards-
to just see how that affects this
So-
tighter range,
Yeah.
how it affects that sizing.
Yep. I'm just saying, Brian, I think that these hands, they didn't open limp.
Maybe, but well, I wouldn't go that far. I would look at his stats first, but I would say like you're not wrong that you could probably pull out. I would say
Yeah.
ace jack suited and ace 10 suited, like those suited broadways probably get open. Maybe you could add those offsuit broadways though for sure, because those offsuit broadways they'll limp those plenty and call with them.
Gotcha.
A limp
Here we go.
call a cold call 3-bet with that shit.
Gotcha. So check range. And now against this small blind range, we go polar.
Yeah, the
We'll go-
primary size is large.
That should change. All right.
This
Okay.
is interesting. It's
Next hand.
just
All right. That was Bub. Yes, that was Bub. All right. back
I
to
didn't say a word yet.
Oh, you
but
didn't?
Okay.
Oh, Bub. Oh,
yeah,
you
did. He said you said you would go really big. You said you would go bigger than half pot.
Yeah.
And the guy folded.
You wanted
You
to
said
go
you
big.
would have folded pocket fives. You said
Yeah.
you would have called pocket fives.
There we go. All right. Back to Andy. Nice try, Bub.
All right.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
Actually got some interesting spots in here.
All right. Here we go. Queen Jack. Small blind raise.
3-bet.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
No.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had nothing wrong with call either.
Yeah.
That's going by Mike's
This,
the dumbest exploit
Larry.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But it was Larry's dumbest exploit.
Yeah, Larry brought it to the group.
Larry brought it to the group. Yep.
Larry, sorry, not Mike.
Yep. Yeah. It's a perfectly fine call, and it's a perfectly fine dumbest exploit in the world. Against
Yeah.
this
I mean,
guy,
obviously in GTO land, it's a pure call, but
and against this guy, there's no reason to assume that we should be doing the dumbest exploit in the world against him. So far.
right.
We like his aggression factor of 0. We like that.
Yeah.
Only 11 hands, but we like it. Here we go. Flop a gut shot. He checks.
I think we're gonna have some bets here.
I agree.
I think we're gonna have quite a few. Now, what size? We've shown that I think we go at least half pot.
Okay.
I like a bet of about 4.
Okay. How about 4.43?
That works for me.
Okay. You get check raised. Good for him. He's playing good.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, we don't have any backdoor hearts or anything to go with it. I guess we have 2 overs. I don't know, he has an aggression of 0. This might just be a fold.
Yep. We have a gut shot.
We do have a gut shot and we have 2 overs, but are
Oh, yeah,
our
okay.
overs any good if we hit
Exactly.
one?
Exactly.
This may just be a fold.
Yep. Yeah, this is a good fold. All right. We do this. We're gonna fold on the turn.
Oh,
Happen. Yeah, now we fold.
ooh, but now.
He bets small. He is giving us the opportunity. He is giving us the opportunity to take this away from him.
Oh man. If we call, it gives us roughly a pot size bet. Shit, we could call here and see what he does. If we call here and he checks the river, we might be able to blast off.
Mm-hmm.
I at this point, yeah, I like a call.
All right. And now, if he checks, we're turning this into a bluff. If he bets,
Yes, 100%. If he
bets
checks,
small,
we're blasting off. If he bets, fuck, if he bets like 20% pot or less, we might blast off
yeah,
if he blocks it.
yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to blast off if he goes half. If he puts in more than half of his stack, because then I think he might fuck it with a 9. He checks. Let's go.
All in.
Oops.
Oh, snapped.
We got
Snapped us
snapped
off.
by an 8.
Oh,
Wow.
This guy gets a green
so,
tag for sure.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
or he's aware that this is an extremely wide configuration.
Yeah.
And the king
We have
technically
king.
doesn't really change much of anything. So you
We have
had a
10.
9 already,
Yeah,
and you had a lot of draws to get here.
I have a lot
So
of draws to get here. All the
what do you have
hearts.
to do with a lot of your draws when they get here?
Right. He
So now
doesn't.
your 8 has significant showdown value.
Yep. He doesn't block
And
10.
he basically he could I feel like we kind of already had him. He was already committed. Like it was I feel like the bluff needed I don't know how we bluff this spot a ton when even though he goes small in the turn, he's like there's so much of his stack is in the middle right now.
The only way to do it. The only way to do it is here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like this is
Yeah.
when
We
what
jam
but then
here.
when is it believable? Like what hand did we now go that we didn't three bet that we're now saying like king nine?
We waited for
Right?
yeah, king 9, ace king. King, nah, no, king queen with hearts. Gets here. King anything. King X of hearts gets here easily. Um,
The king
but
X of hearts, and then our sets that decide not to go bet three bet.
right. And our hands that wanted to wait to see if a heart comes off on the turn before doing it.
Yeah, what hands are those? Are hands that contain hearts is what a lot of them.
Two pair in sets that decided to wait for one that decided to wait for one card before doing it. That said there's no way that he gets a free card on the turn if I don't want him to.
Often you're supposed to three bet pocket eights and nines in this
Yeah,
configuration.
yeah,
It's probably a lot, right?
yeah. Pocket
What
threes.
we have sets of threes then.
That's a
If
three.
he's thinking like that, we have
Yeah,
sets of threes. We have eight,
right.
nine suited that can get here, and then king nine and king eight are the
Yeah,
value combos. So, and you'd have to continue with king eight, which some of your king eight is folding out the flop when you get check raised, I would
right.
think. So
King
now
X
you
of hearts
have,
doesn't have to do this because it already has the heart draw, so it can just
yeah,
call and let you keep
yeah. Like
blasting.
if I had king queen of hearts, fuck yeah, I'm just calling. I'm not. There's no need to turn my hand into a
Yeah,
bluff.
King
I
Jack
have
of hearts.
a good
Yeah,
hand. You know,
yeah,
I'm
he
either
has the
way
queen
ahead
of
or way
hearts.
behind. You know.
Yeah, he has the queen of hearts, so we can have King Jack of hearts here, and King Jack of hearts could easily call. But at this point,
Well, we don't.
do you raise
We don't
King
have
Jack
king
of hearts
jack of
here? I
hearts.
don't.
Yeah, king jack of hearts is the only hand. Yeah, king jack of hearts is like the only.
Right,
Um,
King Jack, King 10 of hearts. Yeah,
I'm calling those hands because what am
yeah,
I like? We were either way ahead or way behind when we got check raised.
yes, yeah.
So,
Good
or
for him.
at least on the turn, we're now way ahead or way behind when we got
Yeah,
check raised. On the flop, we were behind. We knew we were likely behind, but
right.
on the turn, we are way ahead or way behind. So, what's the
Yes,
point? When we
yeah,
jam, we don't get anything better to fold, and when we just call, we get to realize our equity on the river and see what he does. So, yeah, I
yep,
mean, I'd
yeah.
say it
It's
does.
not
There's not
bad
a lot
for
of
him.
believable things.
Yeah. The only thing going against him here is it'd be better for him not to have the queen of hearts. A
Hmm.
different
Yeah.
queen. But that's all it is for that call. All right,
Yeah,
let's take a
and
look. Let's take a look at
in Solverland, it's almost a pure fold on the river or on the flop for us.
okay, you got the do you have it up?
Yes, I've got it up.
All right, show it. And then we got Victor. Hello, Victor.
All right, so obviously we have small blind raise. So we'll go back to pre-flop. So obviously we can see in GTO world it is a pure call, but we know in exploit world it is not.
So keep it,
Um,
so on the flop, we on the, so,
this is hidden on the
okay, so on
He
the flop
checked.
was us.
yes. I'm just
Yeah. He checks and we can bet our queen jack, which we do.
We took about 4.2. So do the 4.2.
Yep. Yep. But it
let's
likes the three, which is good to know.
yeah, it almost never bets, so we're gonna get in just noise. So let's
Let's
go
do
with the
3 then.
three
Yeah.
All right.
And we
He
get
then
check
raises.
raise.
for a hand that should be just a almost never there and should be pure calling, but either way, we check raise. So now our queen jack, every combo with a heart pure continues. Every combo without mostly folds.
Oh, we're on at 8:30.
Why did
So
you
we,
call
huh?
Scotty? Is he can hear? I want to know why he called.
8:30 by 7. Here we go. We get
Yeah, right.
Because
He sounds
especially
like
lower stakes, it's super common. So a lot of players, especially wide versus wide, will check raise all of their flush draw combos, which I guess is still would be my guess. Either that or Scotty was playing like a 36-18.
All right. So the queen
So
jack, so our queen jack against the raise does call.
Not
our
your combo.
specific combo almost never calls.
Right.
Um,
You need a heart.
you need a heart. All other combos prefer folding. Our specific combo folds at 96%.
Okay. Yep.
But we called
We called.
King of Clubs, right?
King of clubs.
And he bet small, which is just never there. And he never Queen 8 never check raises, so the small sizing is almost never there. So we're
But
kind
that's
of
what,
just way off the rails on this one.
yep.
we
What size
always
would you
are.
like me to go with?
I would like you to go with the second smallest size, the 14.
14.4. Here we go.
Or to move for. All right.
And
When we get here, we
oddly
can,
enough, our
when we get
combo.
here, we can keep going.
Yep,
Yep.
we are living in LP world right now,
Yep.
Sliverland.
Yep. So when we get
But
here this way, we call
yep,
for this size, and we definitely call to the smaller size that he did. So I feel fine about that. The river is the deuce of spades. He checks. We do
we'll check
not
back.
turn it into a bluff. Because we beat some hearts, or just because?
Can we once you're
We
done, can
bluff 7-5. That's what we because we have worse things to bluff. We bluff 7-5 and 7-6 that gets here.
Yeah, because I think with the king being up there, I mean it's everything but ace high. We have showdown value against with the queen jack.
Yeah,
We
I didn't.
beat all other queen X that's not paired. We beat jack X that's not paired.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's actually I would surmise based on a lot of it. It's checking back showdown value.
Right. Okay. So we jammed for a
Mm-hmm.
100% pot because the sizing was a little different. So
Yeah.
we jammed, and
I mean,
what
we
does
have
he
to
want to
come
call?
way out of Sliverland.
He wants to call. He does not want to call an 8, but he does want to call a 9.
No, I mean, the only eights he ever gets here with is what, 8-7, 10.
10-8 and 8-7.
I
Yeah.
personally like the jam.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay. Up next is if Victor is still here, let's see, is Victor still here? Victor is here. Victor, if you want to turn off, if you want to turn on your mic, feel free. You don't have to. If you want to type in the
Hello,
chat-
man.
Hey, Victor.
What's
All right,
up? What's up?
Sure. Welcome.
this is your
Thank
hand.
you.
Here we go.
Let's go.
You gotta
Let's go.
put one up there, Scotty.
I did. Oh,
Let's try,
I
let's
gotta
try.
share. Gotta share. Let me share. Here we go. All right, you got ace nine suited in the hijack. What would you like to do?
Okay, open raise. As I'm not too familiar with sizes pre-flop because I come from MTTs.
Gotcha.
I use a standard open, so yeah. I don't know here what's the standard.
I'll give you
2.5 or
some,
3x.
perfect. We'll give you some answers. So, online, an open of 2.5 to 3 is fine. It doesn't matter which. It changes the ranges a little bit, but it's unimportant. Until you have a reason to do otherwise, don't vary it. So choose 2.5 and do it all the time, or choose 3 and do it all the time online, because they can track you. Live, 2.5 is quite small. Also,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I
live
agree.
is often, 3 blind games and things like that. So live 3x, 3.5x are normal. 4x is a
Yeah,
perfectly
like
reasonable
10x
size.
is normal depending on the live game. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand.
At
Yeah, I get it.
1-2-2, it is normal for your opponents to be raising 7x. You should.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they do it doesn't mean you should. All right.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
go
yeah, I get it.
2.5 online. Here we go. You get 3-bet.
Okay. Okay. I think we can go either way, I guess. I think we can 4-bet sometimes these hands. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I come from MTT, so I definitely would never fold this hand. Like,
Good enough. I'm
Uh,
expecting that it's gonna.
I would call.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm gonna expect it's got some folds in it. Let's see. This is gonna be. We went hijack. Cutoff went to 7.5, and on us the ace nine. It's
Wow, it's
just a
really,
fold.
really, really.
Yeah. Starting at your ace 10, but he went a little smaller than this. So
Mhm. Yeah, probably ace nine would come, but nice.
yeah. So let's see. So I called it. It's a better fold. Let's see. In the wizard, which has these exact sizes, hijack here. Oh, cutoff is going to 8. Okay, there we go.
Still going to
Looks
8.
like the range is different or it's the same.
The wizard has a slightly different calculation.
Mhm.
It's using 2.5 instead of 2.25. So yeah, so
Mhm.
this is a better fold than a call. Let's
Nice,
see
nice.
why.
Especially with his 3-bet. I mean, I guess we only have 15 hands, so
Yeah.
stats don't really matter yet.
This is just a
Other
better
than
fold.
his 2020.
Yeah, I think I just played this badly. I think this is just a mistake. Here we
That's
go.
fair.
So you
Big
made a
agree,
mistake.
Scotty. I'm surprised.
I would do the same mistake for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just a mistake. All right. Having
Check,
made that
yeah,
mistake.
check. Yeah, I don't lead at this texture at least. It was like 5-4, 5-7, or 5-6 or something like that. But, yeah.
He bets tiny, which he could do with range.
Yeah, I don't think. I think we can just fold here probably. Like we are as we saw, we are at the bottom of our range, and yeah, we don't have nothing going on, so
Right.
out of position. So
Yeah.
just fold.
Yeah, the interesting thing on this hand, though, and I totally agree, which is when he goes this size on this board with the 2 clubs, it starts not to feel like his overpairs. And so maybe it's a hand that we can take it away from later.
Yeah, I
Because
think it will depend on the villain,
everything
like
you do in
because
a 3-bet
it's too
pot.
easy to him, like just range bet. Don't you think? Like this size.
Yeah, but we're out of position, and it is hard to outplay people from out of position. So this is just fine. This fold and folding
Oh
pre-flop.
my gosh, that sounds like a great reason to fold pre-flop.
I know. Did I not say this was a mistake? Having
I'm
made
just
the
messing with you.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you, and I agree with the needling to get me to remember it. Let's make it stronger. These are all good reasons to not fold it. All right. Let me give you another one here.
Because I'm continuing this hand like 100% if I'm in position to 3-bet. But that, even though it might not be
is a
correct.
continue.
Yeah, like if I'm in position, I'm gonna continue very wide in position.
Yeah, but like they exploit in GTO when we are in position against like
you
this
forgot to get
lower
rid of the
size.
cutoff 3-bet.
It's
So
just
right now you have a cold
right. Oh, now
4-bet.
I'm insane. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Raise, hijack. Yep. It likes it a
4
lot
bets.
more position, but it still does it as it still doesn't do it as a call. All right.
Death matters too.
Yes. All right. We're going to do, I'm going to give you another hand here. Catch up. A different ace nine suited.
Yeah. Yeah, I was open. Yeah, same.
Yep. And again,
Yeah, no reason to call. I think we are
no,
in.
and I did it again.
Yeah, like, but
Do it.
in this scenario, we are like in as UTG, basically hijack, cut off hijack, low jacks. Yeah, it's a worse scenario. So yeah,
It's
definitely.
even worse. This is an
Now,
even worse play.
at least we know, right? Yeah.
This is an even worse play.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, now we can have some leads. I think so.
Yeah. All right. So what would you like to do?
I like to lead some 40%, something like that.
Okay. Would you also consider a check raise here?
Yeah, yeah. I
And would
think
you consider a
all
check
lines
call?
here, check call, check raise,
All
or
lines.
don't. Yeah, I think all
Yep.
lines are good.
So I know that I'm not going to take the donk line. If I want to donk this, I'm going to check raise it. So I
Okay.
check it. He bets that same size.
Yeah, like both lines are fine.
Yeah. Yep. We can call. We can raise. I'm going to raise. He's going to call.
Okay.
So now what? Now how do we range him? What kind of hands do you think he has now? Right now?
He can still have like tons of pockets. Some I don't think he will raise three bet all in like aces, kings, and so on. I think he will call, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a huge ass check raise. We have probably set advantage, I think. I don't think he will three bet all the 5, 6, 8 that we do flat against the three bet, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong. So he will be concerned for sure. And also he will have some ace king kind of things, but we do block the ace of clubs that blocks some of these possibilities. But I think he still has some king X clubs, like ace king with king of clubs, that he will peel one, and he will fold now for another barrel. The point now, I think it's if we can go like geometric here, or if we want to just ship. That's my doubt. I think we can go geometric. I'm not sure, but I think we can go like make something between like I think 30 to 40% probably.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something very extreme, and you should not believe it because I'm the idiot who called pre-flop with this, which is I think you definitely don't want to go geometric here, and here's why.
No.
You want to be polar, definitely.
Geometric makes it the easiest for him to call, and we want to make it the hardest for him to call.
Do you think like do you think if we shove here, he will ever fold kings in this line?
But will he
So-
fold jacks and tens and nines? That guy here.
Yeah, but probably these hands are the one that's more possible to him to fast play on the flop, right?
Right,
Like
but imagine,
nines, tens are the more probable hands to him to fast play, I think.
right, but he did fast play. He bet the flop. He was facing a check raise, and now
Yeah, I mean to three bet all in flop.
right. So if you go geo here, so if you bet, it's geo is going to be like a third of the pot,
Yeah, something like that.
Right? If you bet around 20 here, he's not going to fold jacks. And then on the river, he's going to be faced with only 40 more into a pot of 100, 100 like that. I don't think he's going to fold it.
But let's see this way. Like if he has ace king here, for example, if we bet large, he will fold definitely, right?
Right.
Can we target like the only hands we can target shoving here are like nines, tens, and jacks, and probably he fast played some part of these hands, right? So what his hand should look like right now?
If I had tens or jacks here, I would not bet three bet the flop.
Yeah,
Against
no,
the
most players aren't going to
Nines,
against a
tens,
check raise.
yeah.
No,
So
I have five.
his range is, well, what did we say his range is here? His range is worst flush draws. He has aces, kings. It's unlikely he has
can
like
have
ace queen,
some-
ace king. He shouldn't be floating too much to a check raise with those hands. So he's got nines, tens, jacks. We can put a ton of pressure on that. He has king, queen suited that is now never folding. He could have queen, jack
Yeah.
suited that's never folding, king, jack suited that's never folding that we're ahead of. So I mean, I would say that like when we check raise flop, we just put the money in on the turn and take whatever fold equity we can get.
The only reason
And then we
I
also
would
have
think
plus, we have
that
outs.
Yeah, we have outs
the
too. It's
only
okay.
reason the only reason I would think that he might call wider than he should is his chip stack.
What about pocket sevens that he has here?
Mm,
Like his
mm.
pocket sevens here, which they're open ended, but they're not gonna want to play for this. I mean,
Yeah.
No,
we
I'm
should be
just
trying to
saying
take our fold equity is all. See, that's what I'm saying. We want to take our fold equity here.
Yeah.
he,
So the only thing that the only part of your thought process that I was against was the geo and the simplification here that I think is worth doing. And remember, I'm the idiot who check called pre-flop. So take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a big salt shaker, which is when you go geo maximizes your calls. Geo is what you do when you want to keep people in. And discontinuous is what you want to do when you make them fold. So that's a simplification that if you keep in mind. So if you find yourself saying geo, I want you to hear in the back of your mind that an idiot named Scotty said, don't do that, and then decide whether you want to. So give you that
Yeah,
second.
like I agree. Like the point for me, it's the connectivity. Like
Yeah.
the I don't think the geometry. It's I understand
Yeah.
the point that we want to get max call, but the geometry has more properties to it. Like it will depend on the run out exclusively, right?
Yeah.
And like
No.
I'm not sure if this that's the point. I'm not sure if this board is connected enough. Probably is to just show. Like I said, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But
So
if not, yeah,
right.
it would be
So to
possible.
putting yourself in your opponent's shoes, when you go geo, this is why it works. This is why you get so many calls from geo. The first bet, it isn't that big. And then the second one you go, oh fuck, I'm committed. And so if that is what they commonly feel. They commonly don't look ahead for how big is the pot going to be when they make the call. They make the first call going, well, I can make this call. And then at the end they go, and I'm going to fold the river. Then they get the river bet and they go, oh fuck, I'm not going to fold for that size.
yeah,
Also, the other question is an 18% three bet frequency is not low. Well, we only have 28 hands,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that his range is as strong as we think it is. Like he still probably would have had hands like 8, 9, 10, 9 here
Yeah.
that can't
and
continue. We're ahead
Yeah.
of, but they have equity against us, like a
Yeah.
lot of equity, and we can get them to
Yeah.
fold.
Yep.
and
foundation.
just about what you said, Scotty, is like someone let us do the math about like one third, one third, one third. And I think it was like 50%, 0, 50%, which would be like the same amount on the river. I don't know. Something like this.
I'm not
And
sure I understood what you said.
and then you looked at the fold equity for both lines, and it was insanely different. And you're like, why did this happen? Because the same amount of money went in, but
The order.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
order is the thing.
Yeah,
Because
especially
when you
when
have a small bet, a small bet, a small bet, people will call more, call more, call more. Except if you would do like an overbet on the flop, obviously now they fold more, and
Right.
then there's some
Right.
difference
Also,
latest
well,
rates.
also
it's
they have
similar
a
to what we
different
talked
range.
about when Andy had that hand where he had top pair, top kicker, and a three bet pot for less than 100 big blinds. He says it too thin for me on the river. It would be too thin if you got check raised on the flop or check raised on the turn, then check two on the river. Now you might be going a little thin here with ace queen versus when you go bet, get called, bet, get called, bet, get called. You have the best hand most of the time.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like that. It's like, how do we make our, I've said to them that I will check raise. I donk more with value hands when I play because, or I lead more with value hands because of how much people overfold to check raises. That it's like, I'm just going to try and manipulate their range and I'm going to check raise more with bluffs and lead
yeah,
more with value. It makes way more sense. It's like, it sounds basic, but like, the order of the money going in makes it very different.
And then
yeah.
one of the
It's
things,
but it's true. It looks so easy, but it's pretty hard to compute when you're playing at the moment.
Yeah, like when I play, there was a spot where I brought a set over set hand to him just to the group a month ago where I check raised, I in position raised the flop and then got check raised jammed on the turn with the set, and I was like sick to my stomach wanting to fold
yeah,
because I'm like,
with a
oh
set.
God, like this is so strong right now because I in position raised him, he calls, and I in position raised to a massive size. Now on the turn he checks, I bet big, and he re-drips it over top of me, and we started the hand over 1,000 big blinds effective.
Yeah,
So
he has the
now
nut.
my
He
set,
believes he has the nuts. Yeah,
yeah,
he believes he has the
like
nuts
I'm
at that point.
fucked.
Right. One other thing, Bub, on that, which is also remember that when you bet large on the flop, you change the range that it sees the turn. So now the
Yes.
ratio there, so that changes it. We're gonna go to the next hand, and I want to say one smart thing because I did because I did two stupid plays in a row. On Friday's call, at the end, somebody asked the question, why are we linear in the small blind but polar in the big blind? And there were some various answers, but the clearest answer to why we are linear in the small blind and polar in the big blind is because the small blind has, in general, almost no calls or no calls. You can only be polar if you're also calling. If you are only three betting, you are never polar.
Wait again. Can you
You can have a lower
repeat
part of your
that
range.
because I don't understand.
Okay, so let's take a look here at a range that has calls in it. So if we are playing here, the hijack raises and the cutoff is going to three bet him. Okay, this is not a polar range.
No.
These hands here are not the worst. It's not like there's a better hand than 6-7 that you're calling with and you're calling your worst. This is board coverage. These are bluffs, but this is still not polar. These are not your worst hands. If you now look at the same range, this is going to be hijack versus cutoff, where you have calls, hijack raises, cutoff. Now you have calls. Now the hands so king nine isn't good enough to call. So it comes in for a raise. You call your king jack here and a lot of your king queen, and then you raise the worst ones.
You call the middle part and raise the top and the bottom. Yeah.
Right, the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
But here in this range, you don't have a middle part.
So you're linear.
So you're linear.
Yep.
And so the same thing is when the cutoff raises and you're playing a small bet raise or fold strategy, you don't have a middle part. But the big blind has a huge middle part. And that's where these polar bets. These aren't super polar. These hands have real equity. But these hands are very polar and block. These are the hands that you would be folding. So that is the simple thing. All right. Now let's have me make more mistakes. We are on to that was Victor. We're on to Larry.
Hello.
And then after we do another round, we'll go to Brian's hands. All right, here we go. So Queen 7, you get raised.
We can defend this.
Yeah, and we're super deep, so we can definitely defend it. Here we go.
I don't think you get donks on this. We're gonna check.
We check. He bets.
He bets rather large.
He does.
I don't want to fold.
Yep. Against a small bet, this is a great check raise candidate, right? This is just fabulous check raise.
Mhm.
Because when you get three bet, you fold and you throw away almost no equity. There are tons of cards you can barrel on. You can barrel on a 6. You can barrel on an 8. You can technically barrel on a 3.
Any spade, any
barrel
heart,
on a
any diamond.
diamond.
And
any
also,
diamond.
if you just look at range versus range interaction,
Yeah, this is just a great one. Now,
this is a better flop for us.
right. The reason not to do it is his bigger size.
Yeah.
That's the reason not
I
to.
think it's fine. I think he should be betting bigger at this body, right?
Yeah, but
I mean-
it's about us, Victor. Meaning we get to check raise against the small size more, and it comes from the fact that they tend to have weaker hands, but also small size for many people represents a bet of range. And when someone bets range, check raising them is a good idea.
Yeah, I
check
think
range.
obviously,
I
if
mean,
we know the guy's check raising, this is like mandatory check raise, right?
Yeah, if he's betting range, this is a
Yeah,
mandatory check.
yeah. That, but I think it's still this is at against the size. This is probably theoretical still. I think.
So
I get it.
first of all,
MTTs, I would expect this is to be a reason. Like at least a mix.
yeah.
so we're
first
not
of
going to
all,
have,
I
we have some
like-
check raises against the larger size in theory, but it's less frequent.
Yeah,
We're
and we're gonna
going
look
to
to see if
check
this
raise
is
against the
one.
smaller size more frequently.
So
And that's against a balanced range of solver. So
And I think it's pretty easy when you do split your range in this board. It's really easy to over c bet. Like it's really easy. For example, in the guy shoes, he will have like all the, for example, jack 7. I don't know, like 10 jack, queen jack. Like it's really easy to the guy just range bet all these kind of hands that will be mixing in theory. So I think we still can attack.
So I think if you're
look at
going to,
let's look at one thing here. His C bet is 100, which is the reason to do it. But he also we only have 3 hands on him. So
Yeah, this is not significant.
This is meaningless. But
if I was going to 3-bet or to check raise here, I might go more polar in sizing.
Okay, even bigger.
Yeah,
Scotty,
yeah.
I'll accept that.
if you had something
when he goes
like
big or check. Wait 1 second, Bob. Then I'll come to you, Larry. When they bet big and you check raise, your check raise size tends to move. It's more of an absolute size. So he bets
I think so.
7, we go 5x. He bets 4. We can go 3x. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially, well, I would imagine, I mean, that it's also a factor of our SPR here. We're deeper.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think that I would choose like a 16, 17.
Right. But also notice that this is a pot size. I'm going pot, right? 4,
True.
4, 8, 12. Yeah, the pot is 12.
You're nowhere
No, I'm
near
not going
pot.
pot.
You're
I'm going
way
3. I'm not
below
going pot.
pot.
I'm not going pot. I'm going 2/3
This
pot.
is like 33%, something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Bob, you were asking, but you were saying, Bob, I interrupted you.
yeah. If you had a hand like Queen 3 of diamonds, what would you do? Would you still raise?
Yeah, I think so. I would definitely raise it. Like this
And
high low.
I think
I folded Queen 3 pre. I don't have Queen 3. So
in theory, this kind of high low, it's
dispute
the
your
best
problem.
one. Like king deuce king free, queen deuce king free. Like in MTTs, these are the primal combos that we get. I unless we don't defend this, I think it will be a good check raise.
Yeah, I really like my 7 being bigger than the 5 and the 4. I really like all of the straights I can get, and that all the straights are better. The 3, all my straights are to the ignorant end. Yeah, but also I don't think I think I folded Queen 3 pre-flop, so I think I don't have to answer your question. We'll find out when we go back and review
You
it.
don't have Queen 3 in theory.
All right, and then he told me he had an overpair.
And so, yeah, we're done with the hand.
So we fold.
With his click size, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he has a set. Thank you, Mr. Set.
So, I mean,
I wouldn't have even said
humans
overpair.
are much
That's what I
more
was gonna say.
linear than solver. I mean, there's a lot less people that are going to have a big bet here because they're allowed to have a big bet because solver says.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look.
But wait, notice why we say we didn't think this was an overpair as much, because what happened on that last hand when we check raised in position, and we said, I'm not jamming I'm not three betting like aces and kings.
Actually, in spots like this, I think it's pretty easy to say he just have it.
Right.
Fuck it. Fuck it, I fold.
When he comes back over at the top, and it's easy to say it.
Yeah.
This board is a little different from the other because it's not straight made. The other one was, right?
Right. One of the things, though, is I don't think it is an inconsistent thought when we say that the contradiction, because different of your opponents play differently. So some of them there. So you don't know which one you're up against.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that if we went off of population, some of my population, I can watch and be like, this guy's a bit spazzy and just doesn't fold, and I can give him overpairs here. But if I'm watching the same guy that's a little bit passive and scared and not betting thinly, I can very easily assume that he does not have a lot of overpairs that go bet 3-bet. He gets kind of scared and probably just calls. That's
Don't you think
but
that
most
size
of the
on the
population is scared. And so now I'm going to deduce that if most of the population is scared and passive, he's just going to call a lot with overpairs and not bet 3-bet them.
Don't you think the
But I guess a
bet
better
should
way
be
to
bigger? the flop bet should be bigger at this texture?
We'll find out, but not necessarily. It was still a big bet. I mean, he
Mhm.
still went big.
I think his click, by the
way.
way, was a mistake. I think he's too good.
What I said was the thing that I said that was wrong, and the way I should have said it was when he did this is he's just told me I'm beat. I didn't need to say overpair. I just need to say he's now told me that I'm beat and he likes his hand.
Yeah.
So I'm done and I'm happy because I didn't throw away a lot of equity here.
Yep. And that's why it's good to check raise this hand though.
All right. So now let's take a look. I do have queen 3 suited, so we're gonna have to look at it and see. The flop comes. 5-4 spades, 9 of diamonds. Here we go. So we
These
call
kind of hands are like indifferent, mixing 3 lines
5-4
probably.
spades, 9 of diamonds. There we go. We check range. That's our simplification. So there might be donks on this board. I don't think there are, Larry, because there isn't locked up at the straight isn't there.
No, I don't
think-
think this is not a donkey board.
I don't think this is a donk.
The
board. I
nine's
think
too high.
4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 7,
Yeah.
maybe 4, 5, 8.
Yeah.
but
4,
not
5, 6, and 4, 5, 7 are yes.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. Right. So we check. His bets are all big
Mhm.
on this board. He has nothing here. And we're going to look at this one in rainbow also. So we'll go back and check this one out. So let's get its frequencies here. Put those over here. Okay. So he does, and he bets in the 50% range, which is what this is all 70s actually. This one's all
Yeah, that was the size he made. Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes 70. And now against
I thought
70,
it would go bigger.
we have some check raises. Not a lot.
Mhm.
That's our first
Yeah,
thing to
it's-
do. Not a lot.
Indifferent.
Our queen 7 of diamonds is happy
Mhm.
to do it. I'm sorry, it's queen 7 of spades is happy to do it. Diamonds is not good enough to do it. So this was over. So I went too far against this size. We needed the spades. All right.
So if you check raise,
Check
let's see what
the
the top of his
queen
range.
3, the queen 3 and the king 3
yep.
suited.
The queen 3 suited. Same
All
thing.
the spades, yeah. Okay.
Same thing. It's just you need spades.
Mhm.
Against this, yeah. So
You need spades.
yeah, he uses a very large size here, and
Yep.
we're going to be a little bit more.
Cash game range are too
Ooh, bless me.
nitty. Like
Yeah.
it's really tough.
Rake,
Yeah.
rake. So if we
Yeah.
do check raise him, let's see what he does with the top of his range here. I'm curious if he
So we
slow
take
plays
the check raise.
sets.
So we check the check raise, and the size that it likes to go to, not even that bad. Not even as big as I went. I went 12. It goes even smaller. But it's doing it with higher equity than I had. All right. So his pocket 5s. Sometimes,
He gets to click back.
yeah, sometimes he does it. His pocket 4s, sure. Yeah, so all his sets do it.
I guess it's never
And his
not
overpairs,
profitable to put
yeah, his
money
overpairs.
in the pot with your top of range.
Yeah, his overpairs don't mind.
Even kings are rushing, man. Like,
They do some. And the other thing we wanted to see was, let's see what this does if this flop is 9-5-4 rainbow. Against 9-5-4 rainbow, now the 50% bet comes in. So this one does the opposite. The flush draw version pushed it all into the 70.
Oh, that's
Now-
interesting.
Now in the rainbow version, it smears out. So this is the opposite of the other one, which tells us that our heuristic is not robust.
in general, like 10
would
deuce
start.
3, 9 5 5. These kind of boards all has the same effect. If you put 10 deuce 3 and put a flush draw, that's why I was asking. I thought it would overbet this 9-5-4 suited. Like it's a really wet texture. Probably if we go higher, it will prefer to overbet like some 10 jack high cards. I don't know.
Let's do like Jack 5-4. All right, let's take a look. Jack 5-4. Here's the rainbow
No,
version.
yeah, no, but this case it's more dry. Like the free
Yeah.
cards need to connect to go bigger size. Like we
Yeah.
need to put some like Jack 8-6. Like
I mean, if
some
you
kind-
really want to look at what we do on different textures, we should look at aggro boards.
Yeah. But we're not going to because we're only looking at the low texture. So we were just poking this one in.
But it's different when
yes,
the
aggro
free
boards
cards
will help.
connect, right? Do you see this? Like the Jack 5-4, does it connect the free? Like
Yep.
the Jack 8-6, for example, connects so Jack 9-6, for example. This
Yeah.
kind of text will be a higher size bet.
Here we go. Okay. Next is, let's not see what they have. That was Larry. Mike, you still here? Do we still
Yep.
have Mike?
Yep.
Hey, Mike is here. All right. Raise to 2.
All right, very good. This is a good hand to call with, please.
And we do.
Oh, wow.
It's a good hand to flop the nuts with.
And versus cutoff, we're going to have fewer donks, but this is very, very donkable flop for our range.
Yes. Yes.
And this is probably a good spot to donk as well, obviously. I'm betting you take it.
I'm not going to. I'm
No,
going to check.
because you like check raising
I'm going
over
to do.
the
I'm going to take the check
donk
raise.
strategy. Yeah.
I'm going to take the check raise.
Yeah. So
And yes, check raising maximizes fold equity. But again, but against his top of range, it's going to be great.
yeah.
But small.
Yeah. So we check
raise.
raise.
Call. Oh, I didn't give you a chance for size.
That is true, but if he has an overpair, he's not folding, right? It's like it's pretty hard for him to fold
Mhm.
with an
Yeah.
overpair.
Yeah. Even really good players aren't folding over pairs.
Not for one.
But yeah, I'd probably make it like 7 here,
Okay. All right,
which is
that's-
basically pot, right?
Yeah, good enough. It works.
Great.
Love that.
Is that
card.
great?
Oh,
That card.
best card ever.
Yes.
Yeah. This can go either way. It can be a
I
scare
know.
card.
I know. We could do the double check raise.
Go for it. Hell yeah, double check raise. I want to see an elusive,
I'm betting.
the
I'm not checking,
extremely
though.
rare triple check raise.
This ace shouldn't be like
I'm not
breaking
giving them a
us
chance to
lot.
check behind again, though. So
Yeah.
I'm
Like
gonna give
our
value to
range
their
should be
aces
checking
and-
like mostly, I think, right now.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
not.
not going to do it because when he has an ace, he'll call a big bet, and when he doesn't have an ace, it's going to be just hard to get any money in. So let's just assume he has an ace and go for it.
Yes,
But I do
I'd
love the idea.
probably go like a
Yes.
B70
But, like,
ish size.
Even if he doesn't have an ace, he will bluff this card. If he has like some queen jack of diamond, don't you think he will stab him right when we check? He will
Possibly.
not check back, right?
Possibly. What does he? So when he gets his diamond, it's kind of hard for him to call just the diamond and the 2 overcards to the check raise. He might do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Diamonds, backdoor
probably-
diamonds. Oh yeah, he
king-
can
queen of
totally
diamonds,
have
he
a
will
range that
call,
has
right?
backdoor diamonds.
But you go 70, I go pot. This is, by the way,
Yeah.
probably pot with the rake. It's
Right.
probably just a straight up pot bet. He calls. We think he has
That's
an ace.
great news when he calls because now he's doesn't care about an ace. So he's got pairs that he's
pairs.
hanging on to or the ace X type hands.
Yeah.
And this could be one of his ace X type hands that he just hit 2 pair on.
Right.
This is
This
Yeah.
is tough because if we jam, do we scare some of his
That's
ace 6, ace? You can have ace 5 and ace 5's calling
Is
really
there a
big
difference?
bets.
yeah. Is
Ace,
there a difference
ace
here
6,
between
ace
jam
4,
and pottish?
well,
ace
we
deuce.
if we didn't go bigger on the turn, I think we jam the river. I was saying if we go bigger because part of its continuation range is hands that become super inelastic.
Yeah.
Like
On the turn, we
when he
should be
continues to
really
the
polar,
check
right?
raise, when he continues to the check raise here. So what is his range right now?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like if his range
Yeah,
is
it's got a
over
lot of ace
pairs,
X.
7x, 7-6, ace
Yeah.
X with that's ace of clubs, all of those hands, we either go really big here that we always have an easy all in on the river
Yeah.
against this. I don't know, like because here we don't expect to get called by. What is the weakest hand you expect to get called by right now that's already made when you go pot here?
When I go pot, I
Yeah.
think that there's a sliver of kings and queens
Okay.
that call this, but they might not call a bigger bet, but they're folding on
Well,
the
if we're
river.
just targeting a sliver, then
Yeah, I
we should
think
just
it's
go
mainly-
bigger here and set up the river to jam.
Yeah, I think a bet of 25 here would have been great.
Yeah, the geometric probably is 125, 130 probably.
Yeah,
Something
this would have
like
been a
that.
perfect, this would have been a perfect place to go geo. Because
Yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
stuck, with either not go, now I'm stuck with getting some folds I don't want with a jam or not jamming, which I don't want either.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So
That's-
Mike, give it as played, given that mistake, what size do you want to bet your river?
I still want jam.
I'm probably jamming. I'm probably just hoping, or not hoping. He's got enough of a
Oh.
range here that will call a jam.
Right.
I'm agreeing with the jam, and we're just jamming target
I
his
agree
ace
too.
X that got a pair on the turn.
And then
Or two
exploitatively,
pair.
you should not jam. You should bet 7-7.
Well, no, my argument for the turn was to choose different in between here. Was
No, I
that
agree.
on the turn we took an in between size? We either go smaller there to target his hands that became elastic on the ace, or we go very big to target all of the very
Right.
inelastic hands. And then when we get to the river, we are now only targeting the hands that are made because we don't expect to get paid by the other shit.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I think a bet here of 20, 21, 24, right around there. 32, I
Yeah.
think is too much. But yeah, 20 is great. 20 puts in 56, 20 puts in 56 and leaves him with leaves him with 72.
And I wanted to think about the other part of this that we didn't think about is that when you did this line, when you check raised the flop instead of donking the flop, you decided that you were trying to get paid by top of range when you did that because we said we know we generate too many folds, so we're only trying to get paid for top of range. So let's just target that then, you know? Or
Yeah.
instead of if we took the other line, you could say, okay, well now I'm targeting like his kings and queens and stuff when I just go donk, donk, donk and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. But I also thought it was hard that the sizing I would have to do to get it all in on donk, donk, donk were going to be extreme.
Yeah, that's what, but I mean, like we're targeting a wider range then when we
Yeah.
do that. And
Yeah.
that would have been the better line if we are going to target a wider range than it is for us to go check raise and we're just targeting top of range now when we check raise and then we go pot on the turn. Like I don't expect like tens to really continue that much when you go pot.
Yeah. So I decided that all in might get some folds from singleton aces and pot wasn't going to.
Well, what did he have? Let's see.
We're going to find out. Tens.
Yep.
I got way more money on the, I
You did get more money by going slightly smaller there.
yeah, I did. I got this 10 here that might have folded to he's now got like I check raised with the nut flush draw and now I have the ace.
Yeah. You
So
got, I mean, I think,
and this guy's.
well, that was my thing is that on the turn we go either over pot
Yeah.
or under pot, targeting that type of hand or targeting the top of range hand. Then on the river, we can target that hand again.
Yeah.
Because we think he has more of those in his hand, in his range. But I
Yep.
think when we go pot, I think we just expect to maybe get paid for one street. We never get paid on the river. And on the river, we're going for the max against the hands that are inelastic.
Right. And and with the same with the same thought, I believed that there was a level of elasticity from the singleton ace hands, and it was pot.
Yes. Well, his ace, I don't agree with that
I'm-
because I think
I'm
what is
now-
his ace that continues now? Like his ace that got here is there is no elasticity with that ace because his ace is either the nut flush draw or now two pair. Right?
You're saying that the only
Yeah,
ace
when he
that's
called the
here-
check raise with the ace, it's
Mhm.
what ace six is a top pair open with a gutter ball, which that one might actually be a little bit elastic. But I'm saying most of his range that has an ace in it is ace with the nut flush draw or
Right.
two pair, right? So that's all inelastic aces. Why would we go small
I
and
don't
target
think
that?
because I don't agree that those are all inelastic aces on the river. You're talking about on the turn.
I'm talking about on the turn. Yeah, but
No,
you
the
said on
turn,
the
I
turn,
agree
you
with you.
decided that when you went pot, there are going to be some aces that are elastic. I
Oh
said the
no,
pot.
no, the river. No,
Oh, I thought you
the
said turn that you
The
decided
turn is a
that.
mistake. The turn is a
Yeah, yeah.
mistake that went well because the tens called a little more than they should have. These tens should have called around a bet of around 10. Right around pot, they should start folding.
Yeah, okay. No, on the river, I understand that thought. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But I originally thought you said on the turn because I think on the turn,
No,
if that's
no.
what we're targeting, we're just going way bigger.
Right, I
That
agree.
hand's not holding.
Yeah. I'm saying specifically on the river when you guys all went for the overbet, which would work against a lot of his range. The reason I did this and I didn't consider this Valley of Brian was that I said, I think that he has a lot of singleton aces. And
Yeah.
sometimes his 2-pair aces will put it in for me. Sometimes, even over the
Yeah,
top.
you're I don't actually hate if you take that turn size, I think that the river is actually reasonable because I think that you might not be able to get a single ace to call off there. But I think that I just didn't like it because on the turn I think we didn't really pick what we were going for. I think on the turn we decided we
Yep.
took a size that was in between.
Yeah.
In between. It was Valley Brian.
All right.
We didn't
Valley-
say we're targeting this or this.
All right. And let's see. And then we skip Brian because Brian took Mike's hand and we move on to Bub.
That's reasonable.
That's fair. It's also because we're about to do your hands, Brian. This
I
is
didn't think I thought that some of the thought process was inconsistent
know.
about that one.
I wanted you to say it. I just want to be a dick. All right. Bub, you got tens.
All right. We can raise that. I would go for 4 big blinds, maybe
4 is
3.
good. Yep, all those are good. We get re-raised.
I call. I could wait. Sorry.
We should consider 4
Let me double check the stack sizes.
Yeah.
I like a call.
We're definitely not a 4. We could consider a 4-bet in this wide versus wide configuration.
Yeah, get it in here.
Yeah, but so if I would 4-bet with pocket 10, I feel like I turn that into a bluff sometimes.
So
And
a lot of peak
It's the
GTO
bottom
doesn't
of the
have
value. It's not a
clubs in there,
bluff.
but I think GTO Wizard does.
yeah, but you know what I mean. If he re-raises, I'm going to
re-raises, you're
fold. Yeah, I'm going to fold pocket 10,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
So,
so I do. I take
I
the
think
same.
against most people, it's better to just call that.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Here we go.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, we check because
check.
he's in position.
Right. And our intent is to check raise
And
against
we
small
have
size and check call against big size, right?
we have 5-1 on this flop. Actually, I'm thinking about jamming already. So let's see what he does.
He bets tiny.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going anywhere. Is there any reason why we should think that we are beat in this spot?
Sometimes we're beat.
And it's a 4-bet tie. Yeah, that's a reason.
Can
Three
we
bet
have
pot.
some donks on this board?
Oh, I thought it was a
not?
4-bet pot. Okay.
No, we
No, is there
no,
some reason like
No, it was
we have a good
we
read
raised-
on
we
our
raised-
opponent?
yeah, we're in the small block.
Yeah, I don't think there's a good read to say we are beat here. So at least I would continue. And it's only 8 high. I personally would raise. I don't care what the solver says. I would raise. I would raise here.
Yeah, let's raise. There's a raise. And then if he goes over the top, we fold.
If he goes over the top, would I fold? Probably yes. It's a rainbow board.
Yeah.
I think if the board would be a little bit more dynamic, I would think about just calling, especially with our suits. Like, let's say there's a 4 of spades, 6 of spades, 8 of clubs, and we have this hand. I might call.
Yeah. His call is really problematic because
Yeah, we don't.
because his jacks, queens, and kings may not want to bet us here because we have some sets, but they're not folding.
I mean, if he has pocket aces here,
yeah,
that's fine. But the queen doesn't really help him, to be fair. Actually, I'm not afraid. I'm just jamming here.
you're just jamming.
Go all in, and
right, and just lose to aces, king. Just lose to aces, kings, queens, and jacks, and the occasional pocket eights, and then
no.
Everybody
The funny thing is, you would probably get jacks to fold.
Right. Check.
I don't hate a check, but I think just blasting here is also fine.
9. One of the hands that we had beat.
Mm-hmm.
under this line.
So we check turn, so I would check river.
Yep, we check river.
Two good player.
Could consider block river.
He
And
bets.
now he did
River pot.
bet more than half pot. So the weakest hand I would expect here would be something like ace nine. That's the weakest hand for
And
value.
bluffs. And bluffs.
No,
What
No,
bluff?
so
Yeah,
yeah,
bluff.
I'm just saying the weakest hand for value would be something like
Oh, right.
ace nine
Yeah.
of
I understand, but I think
nine.
that they just aren't. Most players are not going to be going thin here with 8-9.
No. No.
Okay,
I think that you're
that's
the best,
fair.
the weakest hand you're looking at is jacks a lot, or the other, or 2-10s.
Why would when ace nine is not value better, why would jacks value bet here?
because jacks beat 10s and your 8x that check raises the flop and all that shit. I don't even think jacks are value betting often here. I feel like a lot of the time the
just trying to
value
get to
bet's
the river.
coming from queen x. Like I think jacks are going to be going. I would say like that was light, but I know that I'm value betting jacks here because I'm certain I have the best hand a lot of the time here, but I wouldn't be value betting ace nine because I think I'd be owning myself against your 10s and jacks that raise me in position on the flop or raise me out of position on the flop. So I'd say that jacks it's close. I mean, I think most players that aren't really good are the best hand that they're betting here is queen X a lot of the time or an overpair. Or the worst hand is
Okay.
like queen X.
Okay, cool. So we would say queen x is the minimum he would value bet here.
We
And
also have to find
now
out what
look,
queen X got here.
well, the other thing is what bluffs are getting here. And with tens, I feel like we block too many bluffs. I would just fold. Wouldn't think too
Okay.
much about it. But
Yeah.
maybe there's a good reason to say we can call with tens here. I don't see it.
I don't know. This
I
is
think
like
this is a really good fold. I think this is a
I
really
think
good
this is a good fold. My reasoning would be this, Scotty, is what is our like when we check raise the flop, what does he continue with?
overpairs. He continues with
What draws?
the draws that the most likely draw is 7-9, which he doesn't have very often, and 7-9 and 7-10 and 3-5. He doesn't have the 3-5 in this line.
10-9.
7-9, and I don't think that he bets the 9 on the river there.
Yeah, so his range becomes a lot of value here, but we
I
don't
agree.
beat.
I think this is. I think this
You
is.
can be ahead here. I'm not saying you're never ahead here. I'm saying that likely you're not.
Yeah,
I think we could just block this river and get called by this kind of crappy hands, some ace 8 or 9-10, whatever.
But even
It's a
when you
really
check raise
good
the
river
flop,
night.
when you check raise the
river's
flop,
really good.
well, when you check raise the flop too, what is even aces and kings don't bet the turn all the time here
Right.
after check raising the flop.
Yeah, they will have some ace king type of shit probably still backdoor, right?
But the nice thing about
Well, how much of that continues to a large check raise?
Yeah, ace king backdoor flush probably. I
might.
don't know.
But the nice thing about blocking here is that I get to see is that when he calls me and beats me, I get to see it for 20. And when he
Yeah,
raises,
we can put like
I
7
fold
blinds.
queen. It's a much better. Yeah, so this is just better. The block is better.
Yeah,
Says
when we were crushed.
Crushed.
He didn't even
Weird
see that's
size on his
insane
part.
because he didn't even bet a set of sixes on the turn. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And it had to be trapping, but like, no, that's insane. Like if somebody check raised me on this flop, I'm going small here on the turn. I'm going to put you on what you have all day of like an overpair that just got downgraded. Like,
Yeah.
Bet small on the turn, get that money.
And he gets all your money on the river. He gets it on the river.
He didn't feel confident enough to put it all in because he didn't think I would call him.
So that's what's insane is that so that would say like, what is his value range that bets on the river? It's stronger than a 9. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. There we go.
I agree.
I think that was a much better fold.
I prefer to raise bluff than calling this hand.
Yeah. Oh, you mean raise bluff the river?
I prefer to raise than to calling this hand.
Oh, okay. I prefer folding.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Well, raising the river, dude, he's got 20 big blinds
Just
behind.
fold.
Right.
Just
He
fold.
doesn't have anything behind.
Right.
Yeah, but that will look super strong, right?
But he's
Absolutely
never.
strong.
But go back to
Never
how
gonna
much he has
fold.
left in his stack. This is the cash game. This is not a tournament. Like his tournament life's not on the line here. He only has 20
He's
big
just trying to
blinds
make money.
behind.
Just trying to make money.
Yeah. Look at this. He is 30 big blinds behind at this point. That's nothing. Like you're
Yeah,
not
he,
folding.
he,
There's
he,
nothing that's folding.
We're not bluffing him.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
nothing folding there.
With
All right, let's take a look at some
more
Brian.
chips behind, that
All
idea
right.
is actually crazy funny
Brian's
good,
hand.
I think.
So I will grab the screen.
Grab the screen.
And real quick, before we switch to Brian's hands, I just kind of want to show this. When I put that filter, now granted, these are all went to showdown, but this is why I'm gonna take a deeper look.
Right. Yep.
Now granted, when I change my filter to remove only hands that went to showdown, I am redlining the hell out of this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
How much EV is that?
so yeah, definitely I think I'm gonna take a deeper look at this one because I think I'm leaving a ton of money on the table here.
Yeah,
When they
I'm
fold-
having some
When they
touching
fold, you
recently.
win. That is what that shows us.
Yes. Well,
All right. Brian.
oh,
These are all
stupid, I can't.
playing super theory based hands.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I
All right,
would
let's play
assume
like
so.
okay. First thing I want to do is everybody, when you do the hand, I want you to play it. I want you first to play it like Brian. So I want you to try to emulate his thought process so you understand it, and then you can say if you're doing differently. So I'll go first. Let's go.
Do we have a monkey banging cymbals soundbite?
I wish I did. Okay, here we go. Masquerade, every face a different shade. Masquerade. Here we go. All right. He raises. He is a capable reg, therefore that means that he is able to fold to 3 bets. This is one of
Okay,
our.
now that's completely. He's still under. He's still. This is not a. This. They're still overcalling. He just is not a.
Oh.
He was capable of bluffing post flop. That's what I should
Oh,
be saying.
that's all it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, then we just then we exploitatively call from the small blind and try to flop better. But I'm going to, in general, fold this hand because this is a
Agree with you.
5x open, and I don't need to be playing this hand out of position multi-way. So that's why
You're not
I
wrong.
fold this, but this is fine. I see your exploit.
Seeing more
okay.
flops against people that
So,
I'm
right.
playing better.
So we
than
are checking. So we are checking, especially this hand.
Okay,
where we
wait.
range.
Let me explain. This guy see bets range like 100%, and from
Right.
what I've been noticing, I'm pretty sure even multi-way, when he's in position, he's see betting range, especially in
Right.
position. Maybe not entirely out of position, but also from what I've been something I'm trying to pick up on is I think he is see betting slightly bigger with hands that are draws and or air, and aren't are not top of range. He
Right.
wants continues more. This is the guy that didn't believe that I had anything because I bet big and claims that he would have called if I went smaller. He would have folded if I
Right.
went smaller because he thought I was
Right.
going to get called. So that shows you what his
Yeah.
thought process is.
Yeah. The main response to this is a fold. If we
And look
want
to your left. This guy's dumped the hand. Sorry.
these guys dump, oh, the guys dumped the hand. Oh, then we don't have to
Yeah.
fold. This guy's dumped the hand, then we don't have to fold, and we don't have to raise either. We can check, we can call and see what he does on the turn. We do not have to check raise him yet. Here we go. The 10 comes. We check, he checks behind, he bets 75. Okay, he's bet 75 into, not into 190, because that counts it, right?
150,
75
10,
into
15.
115. I think this is a big enough. Okay, he does not have a straight here. He does not have 2 pair here because with the double flushed board, he's going to bet bigger with the hands he's confident of. So he has us beat.
No.
You don't think he has us beat?
So what's going through my head right now is that he's see betting range, and on the turn he's taking double the size of his initial bet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, if this guy had a queen here, sometimes he actually does a little bit of trappy shit with top because he knows I'll turn hands into bluffs and
Yeah.
tries to get me to bet rivers. And so a lot of his strong hands sometimes check, and I also am like really looking at him. He looks very uncomfortable. And when he's betting, when he takes this sizing, I'm very like, I'm just like, I think there's too many draws on this board. I know you're opening wide from the button. I know that you're going to barrel off with your draws. And I know that you probably go that double the last size is not a well thought out bet, like a value bet. So now I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
have to bet.
Oh, you're sure you have the best hand? I'm not sure you have the best hand.
I think I have the best
I
hand.
think I think that you can have a hand that can beat him. I don't think that this means he doesn't have a jack, doesn't have a queen, doesn't have a 10. It means that he doesn't have two pair or better, and he doesn't
Well,
love.
those hands all check.
You think so?
I don't think he's turning like second pair here. I don't think he's turning that into a bluff. Like he's not that type. He will bluff with
Okay.
draws. I don't see him turn showdown value into bluffs when he has to. When I'm like, this hand is just not good enough to call with, and he just doesn't turn enough showdown value into bluffs from what I've seen. He has complete air balls and draws when he's bluffing, and then he has value.
Right. So you think against that range, that is a highly polarized range. You call against a polarized range. You don't raise against polarized
Yeah,
range.
I don't. Yeah, I think that I'm thinking about this in a slightly more theory spot of we are wide versus wide, and there is a lot of draws on this board, and he took a line that I know is overbluffed in general of
All
double
right.
the
Then
last
we call.
size.
Then we
So
call.
I call.
That changes nothing.
Yep. So we check.
He bets 229. So he basically bets potish. So this is a queen or better or nothing.
Yeah, I was like, he's not doing this with a jack. I already
No.
decided he wasn't doing this with a jack. I decided he wasn't doing this with a 10, so he's not going thin with those hands.
No.
What did he
Yeah,
do on the turn that was screaming at me to call anyways?
right. That his size. So this is not changed. What has changed is he did choose to bet again.
I know he triples. I know he's not
Right,
incapable of tripling.
right. And the only terrible thing is that there is another class of bluff that exists. And
Well, that
unfortunately,
was what got me here.
yeah,
Was
that class
that
of
he's not turning showdown into a bluff enough here?
he doesn't bluff here with pocket sevens.
Well, I would say it's unlikely that he's bluffing here with sevens. He gets to showdown a lot with showdown value type of hands. Like I
Then
see him show a lot of hands that are like, that probably should have been turned into a bluff. You're probably not good there. And he's like, I'll show it, and then he'll be all mad that he lost with it. But
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
So that was true.
Then
Pocket sevens and stuff did make me think, but I was like, I don't think he's just going to continue. I think he's going to check the turn a lot.
then you can call.
Oh, he made the call. And he started yelling at me because he said I looked at his hand. That, yeah. And I was just like,
Oh, you didn't.
I
If you looked at his hand, you would have raised the turn.
I tanked for, for 3 minutes too. Like I was
Mhm.
actually sitting there, like, I'm running through it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
and I was pissed earlier because there was a time before this that somebody bluffed me when I really wanted to call and I only had ace high. But he bet 300 on the river, which was significant, but it was like it's half pot, but it's like a $300 bet. It's significant for the game. And I was like, I don't believe you, but I really want to call. And I ended up folding and he showed the bluff. And I was like, fuck. So from then on, I was like, all right, you told yourself this is what you thought. So just go with it. Like you knew what you did on the turn. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It is what it is. But he got really mad at me.
Right. So now let's go back real quick before we go to the next person, and I want to just play the hand out the way that I want to play it, which is
You want to play it or theory?
no, it's not theory. We're multi-way. Just the way that I would look at this, which is I would fold here, but when I don't fold here, I'm more likely to three bet than call with a 6-5, but we call. All right, we do. But I want to fold because it's 5x. And so I don't need these suited connectors. I don't need this nonsense. All right, so we get there. I get here. I'm going to check. Check. He bets 35 into this pot. And we know that he c-bets too much. So I call. I don't check raise. Especially when I look and see that the other guy's done with
I was
it.
about to say, I'm not calling if I didn't know that guy was folding.
Exactly. Now with a 75, it's 2x it, and I believe that this is his weaker part of his range. So I'm going to raise here.
That's a good thought though, is that because I thought I was ahead here, so
we have a
maybe I
check.
should be thin value raising with
Right.
bottom pair.
Right. So I'm
If you ever
I'm
fold
raising
sevens or
here
eights, that's
because
great.
I'm raising here because I think that the best thing he has here is a queen that doesn't like its kicker. You know,
Ooh.
because of the two, because I think he bets bigger with his value on the double flush board, on the double flushes. So I think he has flush draws here. And then I think that he has hands that he doesn't want to give a free card to. So he has he has Jack X, maybe 10X like the 10 King, maybe. Like 10 King, a 10 King with that is of hearts kinds of hands, 10 King without this, and bad Queen. So I check raise here. He sometimes folds and often calls, but he sometimes folds right off here.
What size you check raising to, Scotty?
What? Oh, what size am I check raising to?
Yeah, we are 3,500 effective with
I know.
this guy.
I'm check
Like, we are
raising.
deep.
I'm check raising to 250,
That's it.
250, 300, something like that. So I go to 250. He calls.
So you go to two.
Because
He
because he
calls.
folds a bunch of the time. He folds a bunch of the time. And then when the queen comes, I throw up
Shit
in
spot.
my mouth because he's not folding his weak queen now. And now he's not folding his weak jack as much because I have fewer queens in his mind. So
And now you
I
go
get to here.
fuck.
I go here and I go fuck. And I say, I don't need to fold out his draws, but I'm not going to call his bluffs that I give him when I check here. So I am going to do a crazy ass blocker bet here. And the blocker is specifically to not get bluffed.
Which is that good play?
I don't know, but that's what I'm done with. He goes on the queen and I bet 100. And does he sense what that means and raise me? If he does, he gets to win the hand. Fuck. All right. I don't like my play either.
I
But that's
don't know.
my
I don't know how I was happy with this hand. I was also like, I probably shouldn't have been involved in this in the first place. Agreed. But I was like, post flop, I was like,
okay.
I was in between a lot of shit, And I think I was happy with the end decision that we think that I got on the turn is what was like, yeah, all right, this is why I'm calling river. It's not because the board paired and you have less combos. It's because of the size you took on the turn that make you think you don't have that many combos. And we're wide versus wide, and I know you have a ton of draws in this.
Yeah. And we like the board pairing.
Yeah, I mean, it helped.
Beat with us. Yeah, they already beat us. All right. The only thing we don't love is we don't love the jack pairing and then him betting because his hand felt like it could be a jack. All right, Andy.
Next hand is me.
Yes.
Oh, yep, Andy, this is the punt. You get to play it.
Really?
Nicely timed.
Yep, it's perfect.
Is this a straddle or is this a?
That's a straddle. Wait. No. That's split. That's a split range. He's split range. He's a limping range and the opening range, and then he has a bigger size opening range and a lower size opening range. This is the lower size.
Oh, then I'm putting the squeeze on here to 50. Already starting the punt.
No, the punt comes from the river. Okay. He checks to you. You know what I'm gonna do. Play. What would you know what I would do? What would you do?
No, let's start with
Well, Brian's gonna do. He's gonna see bet around 60.
No. That's big. It's a 3-bet pot.
Oh yeah, 3-bet pot. Duh. So yeah.
Good. Okay.
Now when he checks, what do you want to do, and what do you think I want to do?
Well, first thing you want to do is you want to say what you think his range is. That's the first thing that you want Brian to do. So Andy, say what you think his range is.
I mean, he's got some pocket pairs, some sevens, some eights, He also has some tens, some jacks. He probably has a little bit of 9x, not a whole lot of it though. He's gonna have some ace X that floats the flop. The ace king, maybe some ace queen suited with some back doors that gets here.
And like
So
king queen still are, I think, within range, you know.
yeah, maybe king queen of spades, or I mean maybe king queen with a diamond or with a backdoor, but I don't know. It gets a little iffy unless you think he's floating king queen
Yeah.
suited there.
Well, that
We
small
only bet
size is that
35.
I get all of those hands to flip. Is that he has a lot of hands that flip me right now, and he also has like okay. So I ran through his ranges. Like he's got pocket pairs below a 9. He's got queens, jacks. He if he doesn't four bet queens, which not everybody does in my game, he can have queens. I still think he has enough ace high floats that got there and hit an ace. And then I was like, I don't think I'm getting those hands to fold. And then I also was in the spot
Don't say
of
your
he
size.
has.
Don't say your size. Don't give your answer though, Brian. You can give your thought process. Don't give your answer because Andy's got to give your answer.
Well, I already told him that I liked my thought process and didn't follow it. But the and then he has his like king queen, his queen jack, his king jack, all that stuff that floated on the flop. So that's what I think his range is, and what do we want to do against that when he?
Right. I think we're going to start getting all the smaller pairs to fold. The king queen, with the exception of king queen of spades, which
Spades. Yep.
I like about probably like a 120 to 150 sizing.
Okay, before you do it, I'm going to say that I was going to go. So you got it right. I got it wrong. I was going to go small and double cap him on the ace coming, giving him a chance to raise his ace, giving him a chance to raise his 9. That
I
what
Yeah,
respect that
but
opinion if I think he's going to raise an ace, but I don't think he will.
right?
yeah, I
And
don't think a lot of naked aces are raising here.
Okay,
I think that what I don't like here, I think so. I gave myself two options here. I said I can go very aggressive right now against all of his king high, queen high and pocket pairs that are below an ace and make all of them fold right now and give up on the river. So like I can go
okay.
big against all of that and make all of that stuff fold. And when I get called, I just don't have a good range to target to fold on the river. I can go really big for a double barrel, skip the third. Or
Okay.
what I think is the best play here is to check. I think checking back is really good because what is he going to do with all of his ace X on the river?
I'm gonna bet it.
His strongest aces are betting. He could get there with weak aces that I may be able to make fold, but then he also has, and then his pairs are checking. So when he gets to the river and he bets, and he comes out and bets a significant size, I just always fold, which is okay. I have jack high. It's not the end of the world. I should turn my hand no bluff, but I don't need to in that spot because I think his range is too strong. But when he checks to me on the river, he doesn't have 9x. He doesn't have a lot of ace X. So his range becomes a lot of those pocket pairs that I get to target to fold on the river then.
But you got to bet
That's what
big.
I,
You got to bet
yes, but
big
I'm
on
a,
the because he doesn't believe you have an ace.
that's what I think the better line is. Yeah, but I agree. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to go big, and I'm okay with that because I think his
yeah,
range is too capped. That I'm gonna be
right.
able to make all of it
Yeah,
fold. But I
yeah.
don't think I feel like betting big now is also a decent option. You could go small again. Like if we go small here, what do we get to continue? All of his ace X continues, and what are we
With a
folding on
small,
the river?
he might start raising off the little bit of 9x he has because now we have flush
True.
draw. It's an ace high board.
Mhm.
He might think it's a good time to start raising off some 9x.
Yeah.
I agree. That's also true. But what folds when we go small here? Just like eights, nines, tens, jacks, even jacks and stuff like that. They probably don't fold their small bet here. So then on the river.
Sevens and eights is about it. Maybe the king queen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mentioned like king 10, queen 10, jack 10, some hands
Yeah,
that
just
have
his unpaired.
future on the flop, but now they are basically done.
And then there's one other thing about the check back line that Brian, of course, didn't mention because Brian doesn't play this way. Because Brian actually has a draw here. You might actually get a card that wins.
yeah.
Sometimes on the river you can have the best hand, Brian. I know that that's not something you're used to, but you're allowed to have, and you get and your
Live
check
within the
back,
rules.
lets you get there for sure. You get your full equity for
Yeah,
the back 10.
that's what I
Get
was thinking
the
too.
back
That I
10s there.
then, yeah. So I was really much like
Yeah.
in between on this And I thought that I was thinking because I actually considered both. I considered small, big, and check. And when it came down to it, I thought check was the best because I think that there's a lot of hands that I'm just not going to be able to get to fold when I bet here that continue to the river. And I just don't have a large target of bluffing hands. You know what I mean? Versus when I check here and it goes check, check, I think there's a large percentage of hands and he has a weaker range that I can now make fold on the river, which I
Yeah.
think would be more profitable. That's what I think it came out of like when I was evaluating it. Like
Yeah.
right after the hand, I was like, I decided to just go big now and say I'm just going to put max pressure on all those hands and give up on the river. But when I go instead, I was thinking I should have probably considered a little bit more of the check line. I did think about it, but I don't think I like thought about it as well as the other lines. And I don't know. What do you think? What does everyone else think?
I want to correct, Bub, I meant a jack or a 10 river. So Larry's saying
Oh.
18% of the time we get our,
Sometimes a jack or 10 wins. Yeah.
correct. Sometimes we get a jack or a 10 and it goes check, check, and we just win.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the check line has the advantage of we get to see our full equity. We don't realize it if he bluffs us off of a jack or a 10 on the river with a big bet that we have to say is an ace. But I'm just saying 30% of the time something good can happen on this check line based on the board, based on the actual bingo that we're playing. All right. So what does he do when you bet big?
Okay. And now the punt comes.
I mean, it's not a punt. We know what's going to
Not
happen.
yet. He
What's going to
checks.
happen. Yeah,
What
and you
do
blast.
Obviously,
I
we know
shouldn't?
what.
I didn't fully blast. I was trying to, I was just in my head. I was like, what can I get to fold here that got here? This is the problem in my game is not giving up. I have a big problem with making a decision like I did on the turn that when I take this side, I give up on the river when he calls. And instead I said, nah, fuck that.
It's
What can
not
I make
really a
fold?
punt; it's a squib kick.
What
Yeah,
are you,
that's exactly
what are we
I
targeting?
decided I was targeting some sort of king high spades that got here that beats me. And
You-
I don't need to go 175 to make that fold.
The only
Yeah,
king
you don't
high
give a good
spades that
but
gets
this is
here
the
is
time
king
to think
queen.
block.
It's yeah, exactly. I know.
The only king high spades that gets here is king queen.
No,
I
there's
know.
also king jack of spades and king 10 of spades. and
I
No,
that's
there's
have king
not.
jack of spades and king
right.
10
That's
of
the
spades.
problem.
Yeah.
This is where
I know
blockers
exactly.
count.
I
Blockers
know.
count here. Yep.
I
You
know.
know,
I
I'm
fucking
giving up.
was so well. I sat there and I was like, why did I not listen to myself? Like even when I put the bet out, I was like, why did I not just listen to myself? I knew that when I get called on the turn, I'm not bluffing the river because I just don't have a good target to go after. Because what calls that massive size? If I went small, I could find a bluff on the river
Yes.
to target his queen X that just made the pair when his queen X
Yeah.
of random queen of spades or king queen of spades. But that's really comes down to one hand. So now
One.
I'm targeting like one combo and I put myself in the spot where I made myself target like one combo, and then I took
And
a
what
terrible
combo
size
is it?
to
King
target
queen of
that
spades?
combo,
The
king queen
combo
of
that might
spades,
not
which is
even
not
fold.
folding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so I was
one
like,
combo that's never here except for a queen, which is probably not folding
Yeah.
to this size.
Yep.
exactly my
I agree.
entire point of why this is a massive punt. Andy, I told you I'd bring you at least one punch. After this hand, I threw my shit away. I literally
He
played
did
really
not
good.
raise his 9 on the river.
You know
No, he
what?
was. You know what he said too? He said, "I'm not a good enough player to fold."
I
He
tell
like
you
Good enough
what.
considered
player to raise
folding.
either.
And I was like, what is going on right now? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you can never, I didn't say it, but I was like, you can never fold that hand. I was like, what do you mean? Especially to
So,
175 on the river there. It's terrible.
does anyone agree that if our opponent didn't had a 9 on the river, he would have folded whatever hand he had? I feel like that is
Well, on
actually
the
what
turn, he
would
would
have.
have folded all the hand,
He would have
maybe
folded
except
the
for
ace.
the
Yeah.
eight.
All the other
He
ones.
would even folded an ace. I
He
I
might
think
have, considering the way he thought about it. I don't know. But
it looks like it to me because why is he not going broke?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I just was like, I lost. I was just angry with myself because I knew that I was more angry that I didn't listen to myself. I knew that what I was doing was bad and did it anyways in this spot because I didn't want to give up on my hand and give up on winning, which is a problem. That's like my own damn thing that I'm working
All
on.
right. So now
But
let's look at this line. Let's look at two alternatives of this line very quickly. So on the check line, he bets the river and you fold. Great.
if he bets any significant size, I'll just get out of there.
Yeah. He bets the river, you fold, we're done. Hooray. In the check check bet small category on the turn.
He
Because I was the
probably
one who said,
raises the nine.
because when we're going for the double tap, that was the thing that I said was sometimes he doesn't raise a 9 here. But
Yes,
when the ace
that's true.
comes, that looks like it hits us, therefore he has value to target. And the spade that can bring in a flush if he's scared against the small size, I think he check raises his 9.
Yeah,
Yeah. And if he
which I
doesn't,
just fold.
because he's playing that scared, the other bonus is, so we go, what's our small size here? Like 60? So we go 60. So now it's 240, 300 in the pot. We have 750.
Yeah, I mean,
If he's playing that scared, a big bet, do we think he ever folds the
No.
9 to a big bet?
Well, one of my
Oh,
biggest problems recently has been like I'm trying to stop bluffing on paired boards in general unless somebody is screaming at me to make them fold because it's like the biggest leak in my game right now is that I'm like, this is a terrible spot to bluff. I'm going to bluff anyways because fuck this guy or whatever is going through my head. That's not my thought process. It's just that I'm trying to, because I just keep getting in these spots where it was like, keep getting put into a position where a certain card comes that is so bad for me to bluff on, but I'm getting so frustrated because I'm like, I have such a great bluff and now this fucking board ruins it because I know I'm not getting the
Yeah.
folds I'm normally going to get in this spot. So like part of what I need to be doing is ignoring that and saying we're not going to try and get ace X to fold here or on a
Right.
paired board right now. Like that should
Yep.
be out of my game. It could be check because when it goes check check, he doesn't have a lot of ace X and he doesn't have a lot of 9X. So now we can get 8X and 7X, pocket sevens and pocket eights and tens and jacks and stuff like that to fold, but not the
Yeah.
ace X.
Yeah. The other thing about the queen that is so terrible is that when he has ace X that's scared here, it just stopped being as scared because the kickers don't play.
Yep.
So his
Except for
here,
ace king.
Scotty,
small ace. Yeah.
you can grab this for later.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. All right. So the other thing about this guy, so when you do the double cap and he does raise you, the problem is that you have a flush draw there. And
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to throw away that equity, and that's real equity. So with that in mind, I think the absolute best play here is the check on the turn.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
actually came down to like, I was happy that I thought about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
check
not
on the
good at
turn is
checking.
best. I think check on the turn is best. I think double cap is second best, and big bet is third best, which is also
Yeah,
not. Okay,
worst.
right, here we go. Victor. Next hand is Victor.
I still don't hate the big bet. I just hate that I didn't listen to what my decision
Yeah,
was
yeah,
on that
it's the
big bet.
combination
Is
of the
that
big
now
bet.
on river we give up on river?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't become worse. It's the third best choice, I think, on the turn, but the bluff on the river is the worst. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Especially when you take the most
Monkey
terrible
banging
sizing
symbol
ever.
soundbite.
All right, here we go. Victor, what would you like to do
Shoot.
with pocket nines? And we'll ask Victor to unmute, and then if we don't get him, we will move to Larry. Victor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll let you
How-
in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're pretty deep here. What are we like? 300. We're like 250 big blinds deep. I think
300.
this is a call. Probably you're gonna free bet it though, because you like free betting on the button.
Three bet's okay too. Both are good.
When you say splits ranges, Brian, do you mean he like has a limp
This
range and a
is the
raise
same guy.
range?
This is the king nine guy. This is
Oh.
not the strongest part of his range. It's all the
Right.
strongest part of his
Because he has
range
a
gets
15.
open to 20.
All right,
Then he
then
has a
let's
limp
three
range,
bet.
and then he has a 20 range.
If we have a
Right.
read on his sizing, let's pre-flop sizing, let's three bet. All right.
Now
And
we three bet extra big, and he called it so he's at the top of his bottom of the bottom of his range, not the bottom of the bottom of his range.
good point.
Okay, going on.
Oh no, he doesn't
So-
fold to three bets from what I've seen. I have not seen him
Oh.
fold to a single three bet.
Okay, there you go then. Then he's just in his range.
So I find queen high boards and three bet pot to be somewhat difficult. I think depends on the person, but I think often a three bet call range involves a lot of queen X. But I still think we get to bet here. I would bet small, I'd bet 20 to 30.
That would
Sure.
be 20 to 30.
There we go.
Calls. We've got a brick turn. Now we have a choice to make. We can either attempt to navigate the showdown, or we can continue to bet. I would check here, but I think you're gonna go polar.
I think
He is.
Brian is gonna check and I wanna check. I think Brian's checking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would check here. All right, let's see who he does. And we'll take our showdown, sir. So this is
Ooh,
very thin
shit.
value. What do you, so you see what you bet 35 into 134. You trying to get a call from ace high?
Ace high looks a
bigger, I
lot
think.
stronger with queen, queen, 4-4.
Yes,
Two
double
pair
pairs
ace check
board.
raise.
Ace high
They
calls a
also
lot.
have fives, sixes, sevens, and eights that can call.
That's some hardcore showdown. That's really thin value.
Larry, there's one.
I still question whether it makes sense to reopen the betting for this size, but I understand what you're doing here.
Larry,
I think
here's
we
why it
can go
makes-
bigger here. Like we can value bet bigger. I think, right? Like we are not supposed to open action to bet like less than 50% in position, right?
Yeah.
It's first
Brian-
of all,
Generally, I
like
mean,
we can
Brian's a
clear
pretty
value bet like
exploitative player. He's-
worse hands, right?
And here's why
Okay.
Brian can violate that rule. And I agree in this. This is the guy with the king nine, right? This is the guy who didn't raise the king nine on the river. He's not raising trips. He's probably not turning something into a bluff.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can have some eights, sevens, right?
Yeah, and ace high.
Yeah, he will pay like half pot here easily.
Yeah, ace high is going to
60%,
call here at a pretty high
70%,
frequency to this size.
But this size, not to half pot.
No, I think this
That's why
size
this-
doesn't
that's why
make
this
sense. I
works.
think.
Yep. And that was the only thing that I was pointing out, Larry, for you.
Like he can
But-
pay probably something around pot with this hand.
Yeah.
Like,
And by the way, we
we
also run
miss
into
lots
pocket
of
tens this
value.
time.
Well, what is
Yeah,
City
I
and
said
Sky? I didn't hear you.
I can lose the tens here too.
Yeah,
It's
you can lose
okay.
to tens here for $35. Yep.
We can lose to tens, we can lose to jacks, but we're also going to get value from five, sixes, sevens, eights that are like,
And
well,
ace
I
high.
beat ace high.
And some ace high.
That's ace high is going to do this.
Yep.
I mean, it
You know,
comes
I
down
beat
to
the
we
chop.
have over 50% equity. I'm not so sure that we do here, but it's very thin.
But Larry, add in, so it's very thin, and then there's the danger of being bluffed off your hand, right?
Yeah, you're opening yours. I mean,
Right.
I think
But if I told
Brian
you,
knows his player pool well.
Right.
So
and if I told you that this was the king nine guy, would you throw away a lot of the bluffed off your hand part of the calculation?
to be
all of
honest,
it.
I do not recall the meta around the King Nine guy.
The last
Um,
hand we went through.
He check called with trips on the river.
Here,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
this guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
The-
So you could
the
argue he
just
does
check
not have
called
a
all the way
check raise
down.
bluffing range. So then, for that reason, it makes more sense to go for thin value.
Right. That was the only thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
You know, we're
That's
almost never getting bluffed off our range, off our value, ever. Almost
Maybe he
never.
does. Maybe he does, but it's not happening at a high enough frequency that I shouldn't be getting that extra 10 big blinds every single time.
Yeah. And losing it sometimes.
Yeah. Losing it 1% of the time and getting it 99% of the time is going to be way more profitable.
You're not ahead 99% of the I'm
I'm
He's
not.
talking about
Maybe
how
I'm not
often he
ahead.
gets
I'm saying
check
getting
raised.
bluffed off.
getting bluffed
that
off. You're
I'm-
not getting bluffed
He's
off.
not. If he's bluffing
You're
me
not
off
getting-
1% of the time, and I'm winning the other 99% of the time,
He's
or
not
I'm getting,
raising,
it's not.
he's not raising you with ace four.
That's well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, if it's not happening, if it's
Yes,
only
I'm
happening
with you.
1% of the time,
Yep,
and
I'm with you.
I'm ahead of most of his range in
I
this
think-
spot, then I'm profitable going for thin value. There
I agree.
is what I would think.
Yep, I agree. All right.
Like, because if we wrote down what his range was all of the ace highs that we
Yeah.
think. We don't think he has a lot of queen X, doesn't have a lot of forks. So we lose to jacks and tens. We beat everything else that's within his range. So we're ahead of way more than half of his range, I think.
Yep.
And then we aren't getting check raise bluff high
Yeah,
enough frequency
exactly.
for it to be me to have to throw away my equity.
Yep, I agree. All right. This next hand is Victor's. Back to Victor because he didn't get the hand before, and then we'll go to Mike.
Oh god, this one is very questionable.
Okay, 5x.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think I
1-3 game. That's like a standard open. That's like a
okay.
2.5 online.
Okay, so yeah, we can go either way. Three bet or flat, I think. Yeah, in position here in the button, both ways feels fine for me.
Yep.
I like it.
Is this how you wanted it to happen?
I typed in my answer before I saw what the small blind did, by the way. Just want to point out.
Oh, player 5
Okay.
is
Oh, oh.
probably 900. Player 5 is 900 deep and very bad.
Okay.
So are player 1 and 2. They're also very bad, but yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
wow.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Now it's a matter of praying, right?
It's going to
I'm
be
kidding. I
probably
think
400.
man, six spot. I don't know, really don't know.
Okay, this is
I
the
mean,
real quick.
the point is
This is
like
the real.
the guy, the guy behind the small blind shouldn't exist, probably, right? I mean, even the flat call from the small blind, it's already like really weird, I would say. Thin in theory, like really specific, and like the other guy is not supposed to flat, right? So
Yeah.
we can just try to put him in some range, and I would guess these kind of hands come from like in general, it's hands like ace queen or like nines, tens, jacks, exactly this type of hands. In my perspective, obviously. So I think I would just fold here. That's my approach. Like both of these guys can have sets here. Like I don't want to get it in here against that, even though I have flush draw. One of these guy can have some king queen or some shit like that. It's like blocking our outs. So yeah, it's really weird. I would just fold probably.
So Victor, I want to say one thing to you, which is you would hate to have one of them to have a set and the other to have clubs or something else, but you would
Yeah, it's
love,
totally possible,
but
right? Tens and
right,
queen jack and king queen.
right,
I don't know.
right. But you would love,
I had-
absolutely love both of them to have a set.
Let me tell you what I think their ranges are.
Okay.
Okay, so I've played now a decent amount of hours with these players, and I've watched what they do in this type of spot.
Mhm.
The re-raising player, I'm going to say has almost no sets. He is trapping his absolute top of range multi-way like this against this guy who donks with tons of draws and weak top pairs, even multi-way. He'll do like this same size all the way down when he's in spots like this. Where
Right,
he'll go
yeah.
100, just trying to get the showdown.
Right.
So now I'm pretty confident. I'm like, okay, if I'm up against a set, yeah, it kind of sucks. But I don't think I'm going to be up against tons of sets here. I think he's going to trap a little bit, at least for the flop. He probably traps his set, and then turn is when he starts to go nuts. So I was like, do I have fold equity here?
No.
I would never consider fold equity here. Never.
I don't think I have
Like,
a lot,
what's the
but I got
probability
a lot
of
of
the
equity
guy
in my hand.
raising here?
You got a lot of
Is it-
equity in your hand, and
Yeah,
you're only putting in a third. And if both of them go to the river, you're putting in a third of
then
them, and that's good.
my next thing was
It's a
that when I
gamble,
turn
right?
a flush, we have a guy to my, they aren't paying me off. Is that I'm not getting paid when the obvious draw completes, was my other thing. Is on the turn, I don't think the guy that raised is going to pay me when the turn comes a
No,
deuce
wait.
of clubs.
Are you considering flat calling here? Is this the question?
No, I'm
I thought
considering
we were talking
raising.
about all in, right? There is no calling here. Or are we shove or are we fold, right? I
No,
mean,
we're putting our
that's-
money in and
there
seeing
is
all
no
the
That was
other
on my
cards.
head. That's what I want to. So, am I insane? That
Yeah,
my thought
because
is that
people
I
are
don't
talking
think I
about
want to
implied
call
odds,
here.
but implied odds is like when we have chips behind, right? There is no implied odds here. Or we ship or we fold. Like there is
Oh, we got
no
500.
implied
We got
because we
500
can
from the.
call. No, but there is no calling here. Or we put the money or we fold, right? Are you thinking in calling to like? Yeah, I can't see any reason to flat here. Like even
Well,
any hand, I can see a reason to call here probably. Even the sets, I think we just want to show here now.
so then my other thing too is that when I just call here, I kind of let them play perfectly against me because when he has a hand that's not a set or he has a top pair type hand, when I just call here and I get there on the turn, I just let him get off the hook when I jam the turn. Is kind of what's going through my head.
Why do you have to
It's
get
like
on
Yeah,
the turn?
but
if
the
you get
problem
there?
is that
I
I
when
mean,
we
I
pay,
don't have
we
what's
don't see
pot
the
when I
returns,
call
right?
here. Pot is what is it?
Like
800 if he calls, but it's like 1,000. And he's got 500 behind. I guess I can go like
it's
100 on
1100, I
turn.
think. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Yeah. What
so.
am I?
The
Yeah,
point is not folding act in shoving. The point is that we want to realize all 5 cards. If we call and put a brick, we won't be able to call. So what's the point in put 300? Like the pot
That's
will
kind
be
of my
300,
idea,
300.
the idea,
well,
in my
we're drawing to
opinion,
equity
just
multi-way
that,
against
that
two
more people
people.
put in even more money because we just sitting on a draw, but the draw actually has enough equity
And also,
already to
we're in
call.
position, so we're going to fully realize our equity if we see a win.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
We also
I'm
have
very
those
It's a
couple
very
of
interested.
difficult
backdoors.
spot.
Brian
There's
is
a lot
saying,
of ways to look at this.
pause for 1 second. So one of the things Brian said was that he believes that the guy with 500 left will not pay off that 500 when the 2 of clubs comes on the turn. And what I believe is that he'll pay for 100 on the turn, and then he'll pay
Sure.
for 400 on the river,
Okay. All right. Yeah. I
pay
mean,
for 150 on the turn. So you may have to stretch it out with a ridiculously goofy 2E, but I think there is more money there. Just
okay.
want okay. Now I'm going on.
That's true.
I
So
mean, it's very hard to fold nutted equity multi-way in position.
Right.
We haven't even talked about the. I mean, it's not much equity, extra equity, but we do have the backdoors.
yes, we do.
We have 2 backdoor straight draws.
And what
Yeah,
happened?
the
I
sand is
forgot
so
about the
good.
second backdoor straight draw. Good point. Good point. What happens when this is a flush draw and a 2 pair plus hand? Then, although we beat the flush draw, that's 2 of our outs, and we no longer are putting in 33% for 33%. We're putting in a third for
Sure.
28%, and actually, and 1 less because the 3 of clubs is a loser for us against the sets, not against the 2 pair.
But what about when we're against 2 draws, a straight draw and a flush draw? I mean,
Then we're
that
ahead.
kind of
Then we're ahead.
right.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm
God.
saying.
No, we can't
The
include
what if
the
balance.
straight draw. The re-raiser never has a draw here. I've watched him play too many draws extremely passively for him to be drawing right now. He's
Right.
got a made
So
hand. I'm not saying
he's
it's
got a
2 pair
made hand,
plus,
but
but
it's
he's got
not
a made
set.
hand.
But the small blind does have draws, you said. So
Right.
Small blind does. That's
Right, but
Right.
only one of us has to be ahead of Andy. Only one of them has to be ahead of us for us to be fucked.
the
Right.
other problem here is that I know that he can have hands that my ace is good against. The guy that has a made hand, I have 3 more outs sometimes with my ace than
Because he has
just
Queen Jack and King Jack here, in addition to Jack 10
yes.
and pocket 3s and
Yes.
pocket 10s.
And I would reduce Jack 10 and pocket 3s and pocket 10s a little bit because I think he traps them a little bit more from what I've seen.
Right. So he's there with his Jack that he's raising for protection. When it's Ace Jack, because he did call 45 from the big blind, cold. So it's got to be. So Ace Jack is the most likely of those. All right, let's see what you do.
I'm guessing I know
I
what
really
Brian
was
does.
I really wasn't completely sure, but I thought
I like
many
it.
fold equity right
I'll
now.
flat
I
out.
want
I'll
to
be
push
honest.
it.
I think it's too
I
or
like it. Let's
you
run
go
our
all in or
equity.
you fold. I do like the play also. Yeah, I do like the play.
Great result.
And we did have fold equity.
I would just
Yeah.
never call here, or folding or chipping. Yeah.
So our second guy had Jack X, right?
Saw both of their hands. They both had Queen Jack.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably the first guy can have some still, I don't know, like ace 10
They
shit.
showed both. They both showed, and they both had Queen Jack.
Your
Okay.
hand looks a lot like your hand looks like a
My
lot
hand looks like aces, kings,
aces
queens.
aces, kings, and queens played weird, against
Yeah.
this raise and the re-raise, or pocket 10s and pocket jacks.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I mean, I was in between. I thought that this was actually a more interesting spot. I feel like in my head when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, what is my hand? And what are their ranges? Like they can have very strong hands here. I don't think I have a ton of fold equity, but if I have any fold equity, my hand wants the max of it. If we were way deeper, if they were way deeper than I am, I don't think I am dying to run it for 3K with them in this
Right.
spot. But with
Well, yeah, the
5
depth.
max, with max stacked 500 behind, I was like, I never want them to fold if I get there. So I don't think I want to call because I think this guy is a little monster under the bed, and he almost folded nut flush because he thought he could have the guy randomly could have possibly gotten a boat when the guy did not have any. He didn't play like he had a boat at any point in the hand.
Right.
So I was like, this guy's monsters under the bed. He's not going to pay me when I get there a lot of the time. And if I have any sort of fold equity, that's great. So that was my thought process here. It's like I have a lot of equity, so I need less fold equity. And if I can get ever fold, that's great. And if not, I'm down to run it. I have a lot of outs.
Yep. And
Thought that was a reasonable
the only
thought.
thing that would be bad would be one of them calls and the other one folds.
Yeah.
Because you really want to be putting in a third of the money, not a half of the money there. But so be it. Up next is Mike. If Mike is still here, do we still have Mike?
I do. Nice
Dude,
hand.
Mike.
Yep.
I like the idea to just run the equity.
All right.
With the back doors, I think we have enough that we're
I
crushing.
actually did. That was the last consideration, was that I have two backdoor straights as well. I was like, all right, like let's run it. If they were both 2K effective, I would not be thrilled about running it. But you know,
So is this a straddle?
that was a straddle, yes.
And the big blind just managed to not get put in the replayer somehow.
Is that right? Is there
Yeah, this is
like somehow
there. No, big blind's in. It's just
Oh.
messed up. The replayer messes up. You know how it is.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said that's straddle. And then you get a raise and a
Yes.
call. This is really just a fold at this point, in theory. But you can't call. But so you, yeah, three betting is what you need to do if you're going to play squeezing here.
Yeah, I actually kind of did want to fold a little bit, but I was like, I know that she opens kind of wide. We have to have money in between. Makes me want to go after it more.
I think you have the best hand before the flop. No, I don't. I think he has pocket pairs. There we go. I changed my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the double call we know is a lot of
A lot of pocket pairs.
pocket pairs smaller than 10.
Pocket pairs and broadways is what they almost always are.
Yep.
Right. All right. So this is a fantastic flop for our range. A terrible flop for their range. If you're in their shoes, typically. This is probably a pretty good flop where you can see bet almost your entire range here. This
Definitely could.
hand probably doesn't want to see bet all that often, but I think you can. Well, yeah, I think you can still see bet here. It would be small. It would be like a range bet type of situation.
Okay, before you do that, Brian, Mike, I have one question. So that all makes sense, but knowing Brian's strategy, what is Brian going to do here?
Half pot.
No, he's out of position.
Oh, okay.
Position, three bet pot, check range.
He's checking range.
Very good.
Yes, just reminding you of that strategy.
Yep.
No, I understand. I'd considered c betting this flop, but this is the same guy. This is the same guy, the king nine hand. I've been playing a lot of hands with him. He's too wide, free, and he's face up post, especially in a three bet pot. I get to really like understand where he's at when I check to him.
Yeah,
Oh,
but if
wow,
he's
that makes
never
it
check
really
raising,
much more enticing to see bet then.
Well, but it's also when I check to him, what is he going to do with his king X?
Betting it
Wait,
all.
did you say he stabs a lot? Is that what you said?
No, he's
no.
face up. Like I know when he has a good hand, he will put money in the pot. When he does not have a good hand, he won't put money in the pot.
No.
So
Okay,
when we
well,
check, what does he do? Tells us a lot, you know.
yeah.
he's going to let us over realize is
I mean,
essentially
he's
what
a
we're looking
recreational player. That's what he is a bad live recreational player. So I check, and then Mike he checks to you, and now it's your go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, I am value betting at this point,
Yeah.
and I would value bet on the small side.
for. That's a small value bet.
He calls,
Right.
and okay, it's not the greatest card in the world. It's not the worst card in the world either. I don't know if you have any information, like if if he likes to bluff or not, but if he likes to bluff, I would check here. If he doesn't, I would bet again. I would value bet. I'd value bet probably shoot like somewhat large in the 250 to 300 range.
This is what makes me really mad is I love that you did that because I sat here and I wasn't gonna go that big. I didn't even bet, but I was sitting here thinking was like I just didn't like this card that much, but I was like because I was like a lot I was like, am I gonna what can I go big to target? I can target weaker queen X. I don't think he has a lot of king X, but his Excel has me crushed now, which whatever, it's not the end of the world. But I was like, what else? There's like tens, nines, and eights. I think I got mad. Like as soon as the showdown happened, you'll see I check. He shows it down. I literally got really pissed off. That was one of the specific hands that I was thinking about targeting on the river. Didn't
With a bet of
go
what,
for.
100? 100,
Yeah, I was gonna go
Yeah,
100 on the river. I was
so you
gonna
were
go
gonna
with
go small.
100.
You were gonna block.
Yeah, pretty small because I was like, I think nines and tens may still call here. The board just paired makes them a little bit more sticky, but I kind of chickened out, and I was wondering if you guys think that's too thin, or if it was just me that thought that was like I have to be going for value on this river.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go for value because you're just going to fold to a raise. I mean, so I feel like you have to go for value. And to get value from the worst queen X, and like he may call you with tens with a larger size bet as well.
Yeah, I
True.
think I do agree this. I think this is a very clear bet fold. If you know he's never going to turn anything into a bluff, then you're
Yeah,
going to get value on sometimes, but it's a very easy decision when if he raises, right? And you
yeah,
know
no,
that
I'm folding.
a lot of his hands that are going to call are going to check behind.
Yep, that was my thing. That's what I was, and dude, these paired boards got me scared.
Yeah,
I mean, I keep
second
getting.
It's
punt
a
of the
good
day.
card to
This
be.
is almost as
It's a
bad as
really
my
It
king
is a
queen.
good card though, and that was the problem is that I didn't think like I missed. I said in my head, I was like, I'm getting really thin on my what I'm targeting. I'm like, what am I targeting? It's like queen 10 and pocket tens, and that's like it. So I was like, is this too thin? And I didn't go for it, but I didn't consider the other part of his range. Like he calls too wide pre-flop. He still has queen 10, queen 9, pocket 10, pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 6s, like all of that stuff. So like there's enough combos for me to target other than hands that beat me. And that's what made me mad was that I think that I definitely missed a street of value here on the river. Right after I yelled at Andy to
Right,
go thinner for value.
right. But this is a very, very good card to be scared of.
I mean, yeah, part of his range that I was targeting on the turn
Specifically with
just
X, yeah.
got better than me. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that was part of what I'm targeting was Jack 10,
Yeah,
Ace Jack, all that stuff.
yeah.
But,
Yep.
I was one of the players, I looked so mad at the end of the hand. He was like, what the hell what do you mean? And I was just like, I don't even want to talk about it. I was like, I
Good.
don't want you to know how I think. I was so pissed
Oh,
off.
if you
I
want
was
to,
like,
so if you ever want to say it is, why am I so mad? Because I thought an ace was good for me.
yeah.
Because I was hoping to get an ace so I could beat your king, even though you didn't have any king. I was hoping to get an ace. And then I found out it wasn't even good. So why am I even in this hand?
What did I don't,
Does
ugh.
that make no sense at all? All right,
Yeah.
up next is Bub. And this is likely to be the last hand.
All right.
Definitely not a straddle. Never mind.
No straddle, just an open. I started opening bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
People calling too
clearly,
much, obviously.
clearly.
Well,
Okay.
this is fun. We get to go four ways out of position in a bloated pot.
I'm
Are we all
checking.
are we all this deep or
Hey,
No. I have everyone covered. The next deepest stack's probably like 900. It didn't end up mattering, but there's probably 900 effective here.
Yeah,
okay.
so in the spot I am always checking. I'm just calling. And the reason is just the players in position can be uncapped still, right? Someone could have trips of sevens, threes,
Mm,
some flush draws, who knows? I'm not saying they never bet out, but they don't have to. Yeah, I'm checking here.
I expect this is going to go check, check, check a lot.
Hey, this is what's weird is these spots. Like I really think I have the best hand.
I do too.
Yeah, we know
think you're
we
up
have
against
the
it.
best hands, or our hand is also vulnerable, so we can be outdrawn. But I would just check here because still the guy in position to us can have a better hand, which sounds like
Yes.
insane. Like A7. So I would just
Yep.
call
I
here.
want to see, I
And
want to see a 3 on the river. If I can't have a queen, I want a 3.
hmm,
I also don't mind an ace, but you can't have a queen. Queens are too nice.
I wouldn't mind a deuce of diamonds. That would be nice.
Okay. This is where the question was
Okay, we
my,
probably have the best hand here. Um,
we don't think
now,
they're going to bet thinly enough, do we?
no. So if we beat a hand like ace jack, I don't expect Rex c-bets a lot. That's his name. Rex c-bets a lot to
Even that's the little bit of information I had on the player was that I noticed that she was overseas betting. That was all I knew. And that she was definitely a recreational player because she
so
was not
so
getting thin enough.
so if he has ace nine offsuit, I don't expect him to bet here. But the other question is, would he call us if he has ace jack and we bet out? And that's the reason I would just check. Because I feel like we have one
You block
pair.
bet, you're getting called by an ace.
Yeah, that's what I think is the better option.
You bet
Mm.
100, 130, 150, you're getting called by an ace.
Okay.
Maybe 200. Maybe 200.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. If that's the case, it would be better. I would just check here.
I did. I think I didn't think about it enough. I think that the better play here is to be betting here on the river, knowing that I very likely have the best hand. If I get raised, I always bet fold. And that I missed a lot of value because I knew that I was pretty confident that I have the best hand and someone else is sitting on a weaker ace than mine, but they're going to pay to see, but they're not going to bet the river.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
That's-
Would we have
think-
called by ace jack? Probably yes. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. 150 or something. Yeah.
I mean, wide and gambly. I don't know. I kind of like on this one, just go bet.
No, I don't like
I
that.
understand that
Because
I
you crush
considered going bet,
yourself.
but I didn't want to bet. I didn't want to. I still wanted the value of the information I get from checking, like and
It-
seeing what the players behind me do.
If you go bet, and somehow the guy in position jams river, I mean, obviously you can fold, but I don't know. He could crush you basically on, at least on the turn, after the bet line, because you're betting into two people. No one should call in position just lightly. And if two people calls in position lightly, that's, I don't know.
So wide gambly, obviously I don't love his call pre-flop. His call on the flop, I don't like, but his call on the turn, I hate.
I mean, he's just trying to hit two pair.
I know. So
As he's saying, I mean, he openly says, "Well, I figured if I hit one of my other cards, I'm going to get paid."
right. No,
That's literally what he was saying.
I'm saying that
Like,
when he puts this 75 in here against the two of you, I hate this. Let's go for it. On the flop, he had a backdoor flush to go with it.
I mean,
I think I hate
it's
this.
really not an awful call here.
It's only
Pot's gonna go.
75. He's got
I
five
mean,
outs.
Pot's gonna go to when he calls 400. So he's essentially getting a little over 5-1 to break even.
On something that
With implied
eight and a
odds, you
half
need
to
one. You get one bet. You're of hitting a 7 or an 8. You're probably good. I would hate it. I would dislike it more if but I mean, closing the action, it's not great. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as terrible as it seems. It's not great, but it would be really bad if it was wide and gambly here and then Brian, where he's not closing the action.
Yeah.
Then it's atrocious. Here, I don't think it's awful as long as he's
Okay, let me ask you a different question.
if he hits a 7 or an 8 on the river and is going to donk out.
Right. Would you do it? If I put you here?
It would be very villain.
I mean, I would have folded.
opponent
I would have folded
dependent.
the flop. I wouldn't have called pre-flop, but on the flop after
No,
Brian
I wouldn't have been here because I wouldn't have called pre. I would have either
Yeah.
I don't think I can ever 3-bet to Brian's open size, and I'm never calling pre. Um,
Okay.
but I think
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
on the
So it's the
flop,
combination of it I don't like.
actually, I don't like the flop. I like the turn call better than the flop call
Interesting. Okay, good enough.
because you're not closing the action on the flop.
Yeah, that's why he's gambling, is that
Yeah.
he's this action in front of him. He says
Like
that
I
the
don't.
only
You're
way
getting
he
6 to
should be
1 on
saying
a
the only
break
way I have
even.
the best hand
Yeah.
is that if they both have draws here, which it's very unlikely that both of us have a draw here,
So
especially when I open under the gun and then somebody c bets into 3 players and where I have a
No, he's essentially playing his 7-8 as a draw.
yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying, and that's why you got the tag of gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's essentially 6 to 1 on a break even here, but he's not closing the action. I don't know. It's a tough spot. Unless he looks to his
Question
left
is
and he knows
about,
this guy's.
do we think we should just be donking the river though? Is that
Yeah,
I don't mind a
I
check on the flop, a check on the turn, but I think a donk on the river, like I mean, I could check raise here. Like I think I have the best hand, so I think I could check raise here. But I think when I don't check raise, I should be
like a
Yeah,
clicky
donking.
check raise size is.
don't think your hand is strong enough to check raise.
That's my thing, is that I would not feel comfortable check raising it, but I also thought it was the best. It's
Right.
likely the best hand.
Right,
Then when they
because-
take this size, it's usually not 2 pair plus. And when this guy flats twice, if he flatted behind, when he flats behind me, he'd have a pretty strong range still. But when he flats and then checks again, and then I call here and he calls again, he doesn't have that strong range. So now
No,
on
I
the river,
agree.
I think I just
I agree.
need to
But
be
when the river
donking.
comes in, but when the river 5 comes in and
Yeah.
to get a check raise, one of them has to bet. When they bet now on the third one, I'm not confident you have the best hand. I'm not confident that they
Well,
didn't.
that's yeah. I
Yeah.
agree that I when I'm not check raising river. Check raising river is nuts. I think when they
Oh, you're
triple
thinking check
here,
raising turn.
yes.
Oh, check raising turn.
Yeah, he's talking about check raising turn to get the betting lead. He's confident he has the best. We have the best hand. He
But
Yeah,
he's
should
when they
check
bet
donking
raise.
river.
when they bet 75, they don't have ace 10. They
Yeah,
don't-
like
Yeah,
make it
I'm
like a
thinking that I just
clicky,
have the best
like a
hand.
clicky size check raise to like
Well, I mean, what are
175,
their
200.
ranges? Something somewhat big. I would think that I'm okay with calling here, but I think I should donk the river exploitatively on the river. Like maybe when I check raise here, I understand check raise as well. I'm still not comfortable check raising the turn, even though I think I have the best hand. I'm like, it's multi-way at this point, and I'm not dying to pile money in with ace queen, and even when people have hands as strong as ace king in this configuration as well, like people are still flat with it king. I'm
Yeah.
okay with owning myself, but I think I super own myself. If I go check raise bet river, I don't think I have the best hand always if I get called on the river, you know.
You're certainly stating 2 pair plus, so it might be nice to have 2 pair plus or nothing.
But that's what I mean, is that like on the
Yeah.
river, if you went check raise here, Scotty, would you want to be value betting the river? And when you get called on the river, are you going to be like, oh, I mostly have the best hand here? Like
Yeah.
now you probably don't.
Yeah.
So I would say that like I was
Exactly.
thinking that maybe that's not a good line. Maybe a better line is to go check call call. Now on the river, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have the best hand. So I donk block bet the
Mhm.
river and get called by the weaker ace. Because when I get called on a block bet, I think I have the
Yeah. And when you get raised,
Just block
and
him
when
at
you get raised,
$100 and
when you
Yeah.
get raised, you fold. And when you get, and occasionally you get called and lose, but not very often.
That's why about the sands, I think I didn't
Yeah.
get creative enough here. And that when I on this spot, when I checked the river, I was angry doing it because I was like, I don't want to check the river, but I feel like I have to. But I'm like, wait, why do I feel like I have to if I think that I have the best hand right now? Don't think that someone's going to bet thinly enough on the river
Yep.
behind me that probably just be coming out and betting here. Because I was like, my idea would have been like, okay, how much do I need to bet to get an ace to fold? I need to go. I mean, I'd probably go like 150 on the river here, expect to get called by ace jack or
Mhm.
ace nine or whatever it is.
Yeah. If you had spades here, you wouldn't bluff this river for 100 or 150.
No,
But-
no, I would go significantly bigger.
You would have to
Spades here.
and you wouldn't
Also would have
necessarily-
definitely check raised spades on this turn.
All right. I will see you guys on tomorrow. Let me stop Mr. Recorder.